to 7:30.
Yeah, that's why I'm started at 7:30.
Oh.
And that's Chris's coffee time, so I gotta go make him a cup of coffee in a minute.
Well, go ahead. What is going on, everybody? Let's get this thing going. What is going on, everybody? Oh, I need to turn something off. Let's get this thing going.
Somebody's a
Rookie.
Let's get some listings started. Let's see what we can get done in 2 hours of just listing. If anybody's in the chat, if they want to say hello, so we'll know who's out there, that would be good.
I think I saw
Hey,
Steven.
Ansley.
Hey, Joanna.
Hey, Johanna.
Hey, Mother's Mustache.
This is Tom's way of trying to get himself motivated.
Absolutely. I've been just swamped with everything today, and I haven't got anything done. And I've got to get some stuff done.
Carol.
Hey, Sue Ann. Hey, Bargain Shopper. Glad y'all could join us tonight. I just need to get some listing done, and I don't like listing by myself. Isn't that sad? I get bored. Hey, John. Glad you could join us tonight. Hope y'all got some stuff dug out. Let's do some listing. Hey, Cindy.
Yep.
Bridget's just going to sit and watch us because she has nothing to list.
Yeah. Okay. No, Bridget has a lot to list. I've gotten 4 done.
That's it?
Ooh, that's it. Sorry.
4? What the hell? I got about 30.
Yeah, you're not even listing right now.
Doing all the heavy work.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah. I wish I could list off my pad. I just can't. I just have issues with the app.
Yeah, I have a problem with the eBay app. I actually got one. I listed one thing Sunday before we left for the auction on my phone, and it wasn't too bad. It's just I can't do that fast. So.
Yeah, that's Bridget's boss man.
Yeah, we let him think that.
He works like a dog keeping her up, and she will not even let him buy himself a new truck.
He can buy himself whatever he wants.
Dang, we got 13 watching. Thanks for everybody for just showing in. That's right, Maggie. 20 things. You got 2 hours. Actually, you got 1 hour and 58 minutes. Hey, Tiger. Where is here, mothers?
I couldn't find this design though. Oh, that's probably why. I better get the other one listed, huh? The other one, what'd you sell? Garden Claw.
We can't keep those in stock.
Okay. Yeah, you're south of us. Or south of me. You're way south of Bridget.
What? Who?
Mother's Mustache. They're in Kennesaw, Georgia.
Oh.
He said it was 60 to there, but humid. It's been nice today, but if you go if you're like in a parking deck, you're cold. If you're out on the driving, then you got to turn the AC on. So hopefully that stuff's going to get settled down.
I wish it was 60 and humid here.
I wish it was 60 and humid there too.
It is supposed to be in the 60s though. Huh? 1253 at Chick Picker. What's that?
I don't know. Is she in here?
I didn't see her. I was making coffee.
I don't see her.
I don't see her.
Because if she's in here, she needs to
Be on the panel.
Oh, there she is. Valerie, why don't you just mosey on in here?
Come on, Valerie. I can't be the only girl in here. What the heck? Oh, Lord. What is Nikki doing now? She's taking a bus from the auction to her dad's. She's such a wacko.
Did she buy a damn bus?
No. Come on, Valerie.
She was up at the top. She needs to get on in here.
I don't see. All right, hang on.
She's way up at the top.
All right, let's see.
Maggie, you can come in too.
The link is in the it's way up though. You gotta scroll up. Maybe put a new link.
Okay. This is for you people that don't do this little deal. It can be a lot of work. And I'm not saying that to be hateful or anything like that or bad or whatnot. It's just the way it is. And I've mentioned him before. There's this little fellow that has a fishing show, and his name was Crankbait Crisis. I guess he's 12. And he just talks a mile a minute, and he's welcoming everybody in his chat and continuing on with his line of conversation. It's just, I'm amazed by it. There's the link, guys, in the other.
Maggie, there it is.
Come on in. And when you list something, how about say got one or listed one or
Okay, listed one.
Yeah.
I listed one.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So when the people is actually doing something. Like really, it's really my business whether you are or not. But what can I say?
No, not a Polaroid camera. It's not a competition today.
No, it's not a competition. It's just I needed some motivation. I haven't done squat today because I've been busy with family and I wanted to get some stuff done, and I was assuming that other people need to get stuff done, and especially the people that's working a day job. So what can I say?
Okay. I'm doing Amazon listings as I count.
You're working, baby. You're working. That's all that matters.
Oh, working. I'm working.
Sorry.
Thinking about working.
I got 5 boxes of books sitting in my living room. I gotta get them all done.
That's a lot of books.
You didn't have to fight with anybody.
No, although some other people had a fight, it was really entertaining at the book sale today. I can tell you that. Some guys came in, and when you go into the library, you're like there's like 2 flights of stairs down. And we got there about 20 minutes before time, so we were on the bottom level. And then there were other people up the steps above us. And this guy came in and he looked at the thing. And then he like looked up and down, and then he got on the elevator. He went down and walked right to the front of the line.
He better stay out of the bins, because if he tries that at the bin, somebody will kill him.
Yeah. But there was plenty of books for everybody.
Was it a library sale or?
It was a library. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Hey,
Hey.
there you are. It's about goddamn time.
Jeez. Jeez.
I was all by myself until Maggie came in.
Oh. You know how I am about being
I thought-
online and listing. I can't hardly
I
do
thought I
it.
was in the stroking club for a second.
Well, you know what? We're here to list. We're here
I
to
know.
list.
I know, but it's really difficult for me to do that.
So
And
you
that's
just
why I'm very apprehensive to coming on lives, because I do not list while I am on the computer, while I am live. It's difficult for me.
Even when it's not your life?
Yeah,
Joanna,
but I'm here.
Joanna, the Amazon seller app, you don't have to pay for the app, but you do have to be an Amazon Pro merchant, I believe, in order to use it.
Oh,
You have
damn
to
it.
have the Pro, yeah, you have to have the seller account. That's $40 a month, isn't it?
Oh, so you can't just have a merchant account.
I don't think
Because
so.
I didn't have.
Oh, you didn't have the Pro merchant account? Maybe
In
I'm
the
wrong. then.
In the beginning, I did not. And they
Okay.
let me download the app, and I listed something merchant fulfilled, and then I decided to.
Oh, okay. So Sue Ann says you do not, you need to have a merchant account, but you don't have to have the Pro account. So yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't cost anything to have the merchant account.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah.
do you youngins know what this is? This is called a floppy disk. This is how you used to get programs.
Here we go.
Yep. I remember the floppy disk.
You know, I had to replace a hard drive, and I got 125 megabyte hard drive, and it cost me was $300. $300, you can buy a 200 terabyte now.
Get it?
Look at that.
Well, looky there.
See? See? Now, if I didn't course you,
Hey,
You
you
wouldn't
know
have
what?
gotten it.
I guess it pays off.
See?
See?
And I'm sorry I couldn't stop into your show today, Valerie. I just been tied up with Roberta and everything today.
Well, that's a good place to be, tied up with Roberta. You needed some time alone with her.
If you're going to be tied up, it might as well be with Roberta.
That's right. That's right.
what, honey? How many do we have?
Go eat your food.
No, it's just you got 5, 4. Yeah, at least get them in the same box, I guess.
Yeah. That way we could find them easier. Chris is trying to organize our mess right now.
Got a lot of stuff.
Well, see, because it's been so cold, we'll list stuff and then we'll just throw it in a box and we'll throw it in the storage unit and not put numbers on them. Like not put them in the numbered bins. So now it's being to the point where something sells and now we're searching through like 10, 15 boxes. So he brought a few boxes home. He's going to organize and put numbers on everything, what bins they go in or whatever. So he's doing that for me.
Bridget,
Hmm?
what we were talking about earlier,
Mm-hmm.
it's a cardiac ablation.
Oh, okay. Wow. Well, I really hope she does well.
Is that what Roberta's going through?
Yeah, she's going to have one in May.
Oh, no.
It's a procedure.
Yeah.
Now, does that have to do with her transplant?
Yeah, sort of.
Kind of in a roundabout way.
Yeah, because she's on so many meds that does all kinds of crazy stuff.
Oh.
Some of them are, she's got meds to counteract some of the meds that she's on. And
Right.
when she goes to the dentist, she has to take antibiotics for like 4 days beforehand.
Oh, wow.
Right.
And the last time she had some major dental work done,
Oh.
she ended up in the hospital because she had a reaction. She had a reaction between the antibiotics they gave her and some of her meds. So she'll be fine. She's gonna be fine.
Yeah, she is. But we'll
She
still
has
keep
good-
her in our prayers and thoughts. And
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
It's
Well, she's a good caretaker.
May the 12th.
Oh, that's my
That's how-
daughter's birthday.
that's
She-
her birthday.
They called her one of the. Well, here's how serious it is.
Oh, yeah, that's Sally's too, isn't it?
They called her in April. They called her today to schedule, and she said, "How about?" Or they called her this afternoon schedule, and they said, "How about April something or other?" And she's like, "I can't." And they said, "Why not?" She says, "Because I've got to be in Dallas at a conference." So she said, "Now, if you tell me I need to do it that day, I'll be glad. I can tell my boss I can't be there." So
Now it's in May, huh? Yeah, that's Sally's birthday too, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
hi, Diana
How do I know?
and Sue Ann.
Maybe it's on the birthday.
Diana, Roberta had a liver transplant back in 2010, and she's doing the AFib thing too. And I was just telling them before y'all came in that we're starting an aggressive weight loss program tomorrow. So we had fried chicken tonight.
We had the last meal.
Yeah.
You really lived it up tonight.
Because we are going to be working it. She's
Now
got
I will tell you, food is a big part of that, but also activity. Activity is huge when you're trying to lose weight.
Right.
I mean, definitely, your diet and everything, but you can cut out all the fat and all, but I will tell you, it don't last. But if you get a walk in there, and if it doesn't have to cost you any money.
Right. Well, I've mentioned it before. We've got this new thing. We got a VR for our PS4, and it's got this game called Beat Saber.
Mm-hmm.
And what you got is you got these blocks coming at you, and it's they're coming at you based on the rhythm of the music that's playing, and so you're doing you've got these lightsaber things, and you're splitting into the boxes. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, she's talking to her doctor about it today, and he says, "Does it get your heart beating?" She says, "Oh yeah." Because you've got walls coming at you, and you've got to lean left and right and stoop down and all this kind of stuff. So he said that's a good start right there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now, is she? I mean, that has to be a daily thing.
oh yeah, we've had it about 2 weeks now, and she does it every day.
That's good.
One, she likes doing it.
I mean, I'm fat. I know I have no room to talk, so I get it. But I know when I get out and I start moving, and I start, even just a walk, a couple of times a day, that does a lot for me. So, I am there. But I mean, for me, there's only so much stuff that you eat that you can cut out. You have to be able to eat stuff that's going to be good to the palate and that's going to taste good. I mean, that's part, that's, I don't want to sound dumb, but that's kind of part of living,
Right.
Two.
And we've
but-
gotten too
Oh, you might have another one somewhere.
sedentary. Is that the word?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not living in denial. We know that we just don't do it enough.
That's all right.
And I'm the
So
same way because I don't move.
Now, one of the things about that that game is they need to put controllers that you hook on your ankles. So, like the blocks that are coming at you are red and blue blocks, and red is like your right lightsaber, and blue's your right lightsaber, and red's your left one. So if they had yellow and green blocks that you had to do with your feet, you would really get a cardio workout on that.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's washed down in sweat, but she's playing on hard levels, so she wants to get the workout in.
Right.
So it could be a fun workout. Because I hate going to the gym. I hate getting on a bicycle. I'm looking at the fat butts in front of me, that type of thing.
We need to go back. Once it got too cold, I mean, I just didn't feel like going out in the cold in the morning to the gym.
Yeah.
And it's terrible to say that, but I don't like going out in the cold.
Yeah. Oh, I don't blame you a bit. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I ain't going out there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's just it. Who wants to go out unless you've got to go out to go to a job or something like
Right.
that? Who wants to deal with that mess?
Yeah.
And then we would say, well, we'll just go this afternoon. But once we're into the day and doing stuff, we don't. So
Yeah.
now that it's getting a little warmer, we really need to just, because I feel like my knee is getting stiff again. The knee I had operated on.
Mm.
It's like, it's not painful, but it's stiff going down the steps. I can't bend it as well as I could
Yeah.
when I was riding the bicycle, every day. So I just need to get back to it.
And the opposite, the flip side is I have a friend that lives in Phoenix, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's 112 down there, he just about has to kill his kids because they won't go out the house because nobody wants to go out the house because it's 112 outside.
Right.
Right.
And I mean, he says he even hates walking out to the car to go to his office.
Yeah. That was actually something that I was planning on doing today. Was I was going to go We have a local gym. Well, it's 5 miles up the road. And I was going to go sign up, but I didn't. I made an excuse and I didn't
Well,
go.
here's what you do.
So,
On Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays, you move all your boxes from your storage room to your living room. And on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, you move them back.
there you go. That'll be a good workout.
You
Huh?
get a lot of workout right there.
What in the world?
A friend of mine was looking for
Meanwhile,
a
Carol's got-
treadmill. Was looking for a treadmill, and I said, "Don't buy a treadmill." He said, "Why not?" I said, "Just go join the gym."
It's become a clothes hanger.
Yeah, go join the gym, and then when you get tired of it, it's not sitting in the middle of your house.
Carol has 2 listed.
Woohoo!
Go, Carol.
Good job.
Diana likes walking the neighborhood. Plus, she has 15 thrift stores she can walk to.
Oh, sweet.
That is cool. Diana, we should get together. Wilmington, Delaware is not that far from us. Work.
All right, got one listed. Or 2 listed.
Woohoo!
I got one too.
We have to announce it, he said.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do nothing with these dang headphones because they're not charged.
I've got 5 listed, but they're Amazon, so they're easy.
Are you sending them in, or are they
I'm
merchant?
getting them ready to send in.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, I gotta get another box sent in. Okay. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
Pain in the butt.
I've been looking at I got about 10 or 15 things that I could send in. I'm just building a pile, and then when I get to a point, I'm gonna give it a try.
Yeah. No harm.
I've got some books and some other whatnots and tchotchkes and things like that.
I got ungated in 3 things today, Maggie.
Great.
Wow.
I was very excited. Sharper Image item, the Sharper Image brand I got ungated in. Some board game brand I got ungated in, and Brookstone brand I got ungated in.
Great.
It's pretty exciting.
Brookstone, is that the Tumblr?
Yeah.
Tom, I am going to take my headphones off. So
Okay.
I'm going to be indisposed of for a few minutes.
Okay, that's fine.
I love her picture.
Oh,
I do too. I love that picture.
that's not that's Oh, I have these.
Whoa.
What?
Oh, I'm just looking something up. No, this ain't the same one, Joseph.
Found another item that's selling for $200.
No, not yet. What? I say that Chris's head flips around like he's possessed. If I say whoa when I'm looking something up.
Carol's got 3 now.
Woohoo, Carol.
Go, Carol.
Joanne's got 2.
Yeah, Carol's like the mega lister.
And you were pretty satisfied with your storage fees, Bridget, on what the number of items you have in?
Yeah, I mean, we have 454 SKUs, but like 600 and something items,
Right.
almost 700 items, and our storage fees were like $15.43. So obviously, the bigger the items or bulkier, like books or stuff like that, the storage fees are going to be a little bit more. But yeah, I was pretty happy with it. I mean, because that's a lot of thing that scares people off, because a lot of people just talk about that, like, oh my gosh, the storage fees. But I mean, what do you see, Maggie? What do you?
Well, last time, I was just looking at my account to see.
Because you do a lot of books.
I do a lot of books, but I am very careful about what I send in terms of rank. I mean, it used to be that you would just send anything into FBA and let them, because they didn't charge that long-term storage fee for one. It was only if you had multiples. It wasn't if you had just one of an item.
Okay.
So people just sent in boxes and boxes and truck. They just sent in any book they had of any rank, and then I guess the warehouses started, and then they instituted the long-term storage fees. But I've always been pretty careful about what I sent in. Mm-hmm. So, like, I don't send in anything over $1 million in rank on books.
Okay.
And then pretty much as soon as my boxes hit, the bulk of them sell. So I probably send in. I mean, I don't send in hundreds and hundreds of books either.
Well, you were talking. I remember when people were talking about the earrings. I'm looking at earrings, trying to find. I'm trying to find a match to the set that I'm getting ready to list. I remember when they were talking. They changed the storage fees that you could have one of an item, and they didn't charge you storage fees on it.
Right.
It was just on the 2, 3, 4, 5, and whatever. And then when they charged that, then people started drawing, pulling in 1,000 books. They were pulling all these books back, and
right.
And so they shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Right. Like it. Yeah.
So, on average, unless if you don't want to give your numbers, that's fine. I was just wondering, like, what type of storage fees you incur.
I was just looking to see, because I don't really pay attention to them, honestly.
She just pays them. She makes them. Money.
Well, just to give you an example, my February 15th long-term storage fee, which is the bigger fee that they charge for anything that's in over 365 days.
Okay.
I had exactly 3 units, and that cost me 70 cents.
Okay.
So I send in books that are going to move. I don't send in stuff that's not going to move, basically. Right.
And that's all you send in is books?
Every once in a while, books, CDs and DVDs. If I'm gated in CDs and DVDs, so I'm gated in what they call popular music.
Right.
So there's certain CDs I can't send in, and I'm gated in DVDs over a certain MSRP. It's basically media,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, they're not. I mean,
yeah.
I was pretty satisfied with them because, like I said, people try to scare you because that's all they talk about. I don't want to have storage fees. I don't want storage fees. And then when I see it, I'm like, well, that's not that bad.
No. I mean, what would it cost you to rent a storage facility?
And yeah.
Store them yourselves.
You know, y'all, if y'all watch Scott, the Bearded Pickers shows, he sends boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff. And I have never heard him say one thing like, oh my God, storage fees are coming up. To me, that means that he is picking good product. It's moving pretty rapidly, and he's making enough money that he's not really that overly concerned about how much he's. That when he does have to pay the fees, he's not. You know, I'm paying him because you know he would have to have another garage the size of the one he's got now.
Right.
To keep all the stuff that he sends in.
My last regular inventory storage fee was $6.06.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it gets absorbed, you know. I mean, you
See,
into the cost, and it's like if you average it out over the amount of items you have, it's really pennies.
right. And this is stuff I can send it in because in FBA I can charge more.
Right.
I don't even worry about it. There could be something out there that's merchant fulfilled for $5 and I could sell it for $20, $25 because people are clicking on the title, they're clicking on Prime. They're not looking at merchant fulfilled. They're looking at. So if I were to buy, I wouldn't even sell that merchant fulfilled because I couldn't make any money.
Right.
So yeah, I might sell it for $20 and I might only make 12 on that $20.
Right.
But that's $12 on a book I probably paid a quarter for. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for me, it's worth it. Yeah, the fees are high. Get over it, basically, is the way I feel about it. It's stuff I wouldn't be selling anyway if it wasn't going into Amazon. It's
And
giving me this platform.
And if you don't like their fees, then just don't list on that platform.
Exactly.
You know?
It's like people who say, oh my God, my eBay invoice is coming due and look how high it is. And I'm like, holy cow, look how high my eBay invoice was. I must have been done great this month. I'll say to Michael, oh my God, my eBay invoice was such and such. Wow, we did really great this month.
Yep.
Like, the higher it goes, the more excited I am. Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm just weird, I guess, but.
Carol is kicking it.
There she is.
She's got some more. Let me address something to Hank.
Uh-oh.
Hank, my dear, my shirt does not say I got all my listings done today. My shirt says I got lost in the Gay Dolphin.
In the what?
The Gay Dolphin. There is a souvenir shop in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, called the Gay Dolphin, and it has been there since I think the late 50s.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And they've got all the little tchotchkes and all the crap with Myrtle Beach slapped on it. And it's like 4 floors and of all of this stuff. Anyway, we went there this past spring and my boys had never been there, so we had to go there. So that's what that's about, my dear. And if you ever go to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, you better go to the Gay Dolphin. Because if you don't, you'll regret it.
I'll make sure that's top on my list.
I'm serious.
I hear ya.
You will. It is so. It hasn't changed. I mean, I can remember back to the '60s going there, and it has not changed a bit. And I think they still have some of the same merch that they had then. Because you know
those places in Galveston, just a bunch of souvenir stuff.
Galveston's like a seashore town, isn't it, Todd?
Yeah, it's got lots of, displays of pieces of coral you can buy, and then lots of little ceramic tchotchkes and T-shirts that say, I got my thing on in Galveston, and, stuff like that. I got, There's the wind socks you can take down to the beach, and kites, and all kinds of cheap kids toys. Yeah, and it's huge. It's a big building. And it sits on a pier that the pier lakes are out in Galveston.
Hank had to go. You know how we are about this. Somebody says something and you got to Google it. So Hank has already been to the Gay Dolphin Gift Cove in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, on the internet. She says it looks cute. It's one of them places. It's one of them places. One of them great places. Diane's kicking it too. See? And I thought this was going to be a waste of time.
I'm on my 7th listing.
You go, girl.
See? Good idea, Tom.
Thank you. I don't know where the hell Tara's at, because Tara lifts like a damn machine gun.
Yeah, here it is. You see this? Murdoch's.
Oh, yeah.
You walk up the steps right over the beach, and then the building takes a bend. It's got this middle part, and it's got another one of these parts over here on the right side.
Oh, okay.
And it's just...
It's funny it's up on stilts.
Yeah. And you can sit on the chair.
No, it's not, because the water probably has washed in on the floor.
Wait, isn't that why they're on stilts? Because the water comes up?
Yes, ma'am.
Look at those stacks of T-shirts.
Oh, look at it.
Wow.
I would love that place.
Yeah. Mugs. Yeah. Just stuff. And in the middle of it, they've got an ice cream shop.
See, we go to Wildwood, New Jersey. That's the T-shirt shop capital of the world. There are so many of those.
Yeah.
There are little hole-in-the-wall T-shirt shops on the boardwalk.
There's some jewelry boxes with seashells on top. Yeah, there's a picture of the thing.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
See, I like going to places like that.
Yeah, and on the middle section, there's a back porch. You can just sit in their lounge chairs and just sit and watch the ocean.
Oh, that's cool.
If you don't, if you're a white skinned person like me,
Don't want to hang out.
out of the sun from time to time. So,
Wow, that's a big store.
huh?
That's a big store.
Yeah.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Well, that's what they say.
Bridget, we've talked about that clearance store or whatever it is in Orlando with all the Disney merchandise.
Character Warehouse.
Yeah, whatever it's called, where they got everything marked down.
Yep.
A buddy of mine and his wife went there. He said he was in that hellhole for 3 hours because his wife said, "I want to look at this. I want to look at this. I want to look at that." So she had to buy T-shirts for all the grandkids, and the older grandkids she had to buy, something nice, and the little kids she had to buy them something that's age appropriate. I said, "What did you get?" He said, "Oh, I got a $1,500 Visa bill." I said, "Man, that place is supposed to be cheap. You got a lot for $1,500.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Yeah, but it was stuff that did they really need it?"
Oh, Chris has a fit. Like, we'll go to Target because Target seems to have quite a bit of Disney items. And we'll go and I'll be like, oh, that's cute. Oh my gosh, that's cute. Oh, look at that. That's cute. He's like, oh my gosh, stop. I'm like pulling him in all different directions.
Michael's like that with cat stuff. We find cat stuff all the time. Cat statues, cat signs, cat. Look, there's a cat sign. Like, how many cat signs can one house hold?
Not enough. I heard that.
Is he the cat person?
Well, I am too. But
he's probably at a different level.
We just
my son's a
discovered
real
that
cat person. My son and daughter-in-law have 5 cats.
Oh, wow.
And they're
one of the
babies.
neighborhood cats that my wife feeds is pregnant. So we're like,
Oh, no.
Oh,
Kitties!
every morning Gwen walks out that door and it's just like a cat attack. There's up to 8 neighborhood cats that come up and get fed.
And now you're going to have more because they're going to have babies.
Oh, it's just, oh my God. And some of them are on their last legs. There's at least 3 of them that have significant ailments or broken bodies or whatever, they've been whatever.
We're going to take them to the vet.
Oh my God. No.
No.
Draw the line. You can feed them, but I ain't gonna pay for any vet bills.
I've mentioned it before. My niece Savannah. She is the executive director of a animal adoption league, animal adoption group, and she's always posting videos on Facebook of like the little hopping miniature goats and things like that. The little baby tiny pigs, the miniature pigs, and she'll say she'll mention her husband's name. She'll say, Stephen, I want one of these, and I'll post. You can't get just one; you've got to get 2 because they'll be lonely. And I forgot what she posted. She had to have one. She wanted one of them. I said you had to have 2. And Stephen posted. He said, Tom, Uncle Tom, shut the hell up, because they have so many animals. They live out in the country, sort of on a farm. You know how I've spoiled my cat? That's the kind of relationship I want to have with my animals. I don't want to have a yard full of dogs that I don't really spend a lot of time with. Besides, dogs are like children. You have to just...
They're more needy.
Yeah, they are.
Here, yeah.
Gwen has gotten to where she won't pull her car all the way up in the carport because she doesn't want to accidentally hit a cat.
Oh.
I'm like, okay, when it hails and the back part of your car gets smithereened.
What?
You crappy old man.
My cat is directly across from me is a bigger photo taking area, and my cat has decided that she was going to lay in it. And because cats think that if there's light, that means heat.
Mm-hmm.
And these are LED lights, so they don't throw out any heat. But if she hears the DOG word, she looks up. She knows what that means. And she'll look at me like, "You better not bring one of those into this house."
Yeah, I don't think cats can undo 100 million years of evolution thinking light is warm.
Yeah. Back when we were really having some cold temperatures, you know, it's getting down to like 30 at night. She'd come get up under the covers with me. She knows her daddy will keep her warm. I know y'all that just send you Northerners great.
Northerners. I'm central.
Okay, well,
but it's still cold.
Yeah, I'm surprised that y'all get as much snow as you do out there. I thought that was...
This year was a fluke year. We usually don't get that much snow. It usually, if we do, it snows and then it leaves. It melts, you know, within the next week, and then it'll snow again, and it'll, you know, and usually 1 or 2 inches. We got a lot of snow this year, and you know, we've got there's still quite a bit of ice, just laying around. So, yeah, it's there.
You know, I know it's easier said than done, but if my fat behind lived up there, I would be doing anything possible to get out of there.
I'm working on it.
Was Jim Tara posted that picture of Jim, and the damn snow was up to his shoulders, you know, piled up behind him? No, thank you.
And snow is such a, you know, it's just, it's hard to work with. It's hard to get around in. You know, everything about it is difficult. You know, it did get up to 50 today, and it was nice. It was a nice 50.
Yeah, we were up over 50. It was nice and sunny.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day.
Plus, it was nice at 6 o'clock. It was still sunny out, still bright and light.
Thank you, Diana, for coming in.
Bye.
If you're not done already, check out Valerie's The Chick Picker Show on Wednesday. Because you're not having one tomorrow, right?
No.
Because you're going to the...
I'm going to the bins.
Going to the bins.
Yep.
Oh my God. She's going to the bins to fight with those hens to see who can win. There's a poet. I'm a poet.
Bins have no friends.
No, Hank, I have always lived in the South. I've always lived in South Carolina or North Carolina.
What's your name, buddy?
I am too old to be experimenting with living with 6 feet of snow.
No. Stop. I don't care.
And poor Nikki. Nikki's been dealing with 30 below zero now for what, the last damn month?
Yeah, they had a lot of snow this year.
Holy cheese. Cheese and crackers. It's time to move.
Yeah, I'm over it. I'm done. I'm tired of it. Now I actually enjoy, sometimes it can get pretty humid here, and that makes it uncomfortable during the summertime.
Right.
But I'm good with just opening the windows. Now I will run the air conditioner usually at night, just because it's a little easier to sleep. But I mean, I usually have the air conditioner at 78, sometimes 80 on those really, you know, humid. But I enjoy the spring and the summer here.
I love the spring. I love it when we can open the windows.
Yeah.
The cats do too.
I was tempted to today just because it was 50. But I was like, yeah, probably is a little too cold for that. So
Just a crack so it airs it everywhere.
I thought, well, maybe I'll just go outside and enjoy it rather than cool the house down.
Hi, Jolly Antiques. Thanks for coming in tonight.
Okay, so
Carol has got 7 in now.
Uh-oh, she's
what do I got?
Carol.
Go down there, Carol. We're tied.
Oh, is it a race? I didn't even know if it was a race.
Well, it is for me.
She can't. She's got the win.
Which is very competitive.
Okay.
But we don't have to send proof, so we could just say, like, I could just say, I have 50 listings done.
No, that's not right.
She don't like that. Well, let me go count what I got. I got 6.
Ooh,
Well, good.
two.
That's really good.
What the heck is up with all you guys? Come on.
I have 1, and I'm working on my second.
Woohoo.
Yeah, but he's probably got about $3,000 in that one.
Yeah.
You know, Todd,
Wow.
that's into the peon stuff.
Listing used underwear. That's slow movers.
It depends. You know, we have I was looking through Craigslist and to see if anybody was looking, you know, specifically looking for used clothes and stuff like that. And this one person said they were looking for used underwear.
Oh.
And I sent them, I said, I've got all kinds. I said, now I will say they've all been freshly laundered. And they said, no, thank you.
God.
And I'm thinking to myself, freak. Well, that made me think we're going to have reseller after hours one night if we get Bridget to stay up, and we're all going to get on Craigslist and read some of the crazy personal ads from their local area. We're going to have a fun night.
That's creepy.
That's not what I want.
If you get me to stay
Oh,
out.
speaking of creepy, you know what's creepy?
Quit.
I went on to a website from an ad on YouTube. An ad that kept playing and showing something that I wanted to buy. So I just clicked on the YouTube thing to shop. And I went and I bought the thing. As soon as I clicked, finished the transaction, they messaged me on Facebook Messenger. And said, thank you for visiting. Welcome to, what did it say? Welcome to our website. And I'm like, wait a minute. They didn't say anything about, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't say anything about Facebook or anything like that. And then later when I went on to Instagram, there was an ad on my Instagram that said, we're not done with you yet. You bought such and such, but you could get blah, 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 other thing.
Wow.
Isn't that creepy?
That is
That's when I call and I cancel the order.
I mean, seriously. I was really
It's all so intrusive anymore.
Yeah. I can see a Facebook ad maybe popping up, but this specifically sent me a messenger thing. And then they specifically sent me an ad targeting exactly what I bought. Like I didn't give them, probably because my YouTube is the same email address I use for Facebook and Instagram.
Mm.
So without my permission, they checked my social media account by my email address, I guess.
Well, Mr. Facebook has been getting raked across the coals by our good people in the House of Representatives of the United States of America.
Bye, Hank.
Bye, Hank.
He's being what, Tom? He's
They were asking him. They summoned him for questioning about all these. Well, of course, it was split down the aisle. The Democrats were after the intrusiveness. People, like you just said, you've made a purchase and all of a sudden it's all over the place.
right.
And the Republicans were, why are you closing conservatives' websites? Their Facebook pages and all that kind of stuff. That's here or there, the topics. But the point was that they had him in there and they were drilling him pretty hard. And he knows nothing about what the hell's going on in his company. If you go by what he says in those hearings.
As a crock. I don't know. I would never order from this company again.
You can't. And I've looked at stuff. I've looked at ads on, or went to websites about lighting vehicles and stuff like that. And all of a sudden on my Facebook page, and now I'm getting. We saw where you looked at the Lincoln Navigator. Well, we have some at their own sale at such and such Ford dealership, and that's a crock of bull.
Well, if you even talk about it in your house and you have Alexa, you'll see that you'll get ads for it.
Yeah, that is true.
Because I had that happen, where I never even searched it on the internet, and all we did was discuss something, and all of a sudden there's ads popping up.
Yep.
Well, then you need to get rid of them.
But I like Alexa. I ask her questions.
No.
Yeah, like I ask Google all the time.
Well,
I had that happen one time. Michael and I went to Kmart, and we stopped on the way home from somewhere. We went to Kmart, we walked in the store, we wandered around. We stopped and looked at one specific thing, but it's not like we went there to look at that thing. I even forget what it was, but we went and we looked at it. Then we left and we were riding home, and I had a Facebook ad from Kmart for that thing. Now, how did they know that we went in their store and picked up that thing?
You see that?
Did they track my phone to the very aisle we were in?
Government mind control.
Put them past them.
Which one is it?
It looks like a Moto E.
Okay.
It's
And-
small, don't put apps on it.
Okay, all I want to do is put one app on it, and
What app is that?
the Walmart app.
Okay, it'll fit on there. You don't put anything else on there. If you don't put anything else.
Okay, I can put a little SIM chip in there if I need to. But it connects to the Wi-Fi?
Yes.
Okay,
Nobody knew it was there.
good. My tech support here. I got some old phones out of
Yeah, I do.
out of storage unit, and I had him reset me up one that I'm gonna put nothing but like the Walmart app on it.
Or older.
So when I can scan stuff inside of Walmart and not use my phone.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Smaller. 15 size one of it. And it still has the wrap on. I didn't want to pull them out. Same with the marbles. You know, pretty good trade.
Yeah, we got. We didn't buy it for the marbles, retarded.
Hey, we do not use that word.
So sorry, I forgot we were. I was talking to Chris. Oops, I'm sorry.
You can throw the F word around all you want to, but don't use the R word.
Okay. I completely forgot I was even on. We're taking pictures and chit-chatting.
Goodness, you didn't talk like you normally do.
Thank goodness.
I know.
We're all just friends.
That's right. That's right.
No, go ahead. I was just listening, taking pictures of stuff.
Craig wants to know, do you have a Kmart app? Do you mean me, Craig, from telling my story?
Oh, no, it's
Because if so, no, we don't have a Kmart app.
I forgot completely about it.
Now, my son said what you should do if you do want to buy something online, especially like a pricey item, to go on and look for it, put it in your cart, and then don't check out. And within the next day or so, you will most likely get a discount offer for that item.
Wow. That's smart.
Did anybody know if Deb ever got her 4XL started?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't even know where she's at. I'm kind of offended.
They look like this. Yeah, I know, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she might be in here tonight.
Okay. I am going to try something here. Well, I got 2 listed now. I'm not making my 20. It'll be midnight before I get that done.
Well, better to aim high and not make it than to aim low and never get any.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh God, I hate this thing. I need a secretary.
I need a shipping department.
I need some vodka.
Holy cow, girl.
Tequila actually is my preferred liqueur. So I guess I should have said that in the first place. Something with alcohol in it.
Oh.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know. I'm talking to myself.
Oh, okay.
At
Good.
this point,
Then I don't have to answer. Did you answer yourself?
I did.
Okay, good.
Is there even any Kmart's left?
Not here, there isn't.
I don't know. Are they all gone?
I think so. Craig, look at your Facebook Messenger. What was it? There's something else that's going out of business. I can't remember what it was. Oh, Family Dollars is shutting down a bunch of their stores.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. Do y'all have Family Dollars up north?
There's a few here.
I think
It's not a
Ooh.
really big brand, but
Yeah, we have some up here.
Well, yeah, we can list it up. Yeah, that's all right. We can still list it for probably $40.
Fourth floor.
Distraction. Then you get something done.
God, we're getting all the yuppie stores around us now. That might not, I don't know if these people even remember what yuppies are. Anyway, upscale, health foodie, those kind of stores.
Young, what does that stand for? Young Urban Professionals.
Yeah. That's from the 70s and the 80s, guys.
Now they call them, are yuppies what are now called
Wow, Carol.
hipsters?
I don't know.
Ooh, the hipsters.
yeah.
Dang, she's got the 11.
Good job, Carol.
Carol, you owe me 10% a cut on all those.
I want to know who lit a fire under her butt.
I know. If this is what it takes, we'll have one Mondays and Thursday nights or something. 'Cause she's cracking it tonight.
I should get my shipping done because I got to work tomorrow.
You work?
On Tuesdays, I volunteer. So I like to get my shipping stuff done because I'm up and out early on. Well, not terribly early. I leave at 9.
Well, that's dumb.
What the hell is making a noise?
Carol says she's been listing all day.
Good for you.
Good.
She says, I can list, I just can't sell the junk.
Join the club.
I keep hearing a music box or something. What is it?
A music box?
Yeah, Chris, were you digging through something with the music box?
Oh, but Carol, I love Carol's videos she's been doing lately on outfits that she's been buying, bargains she's been getting on clothes, and the outfits she's been putting together, like at JCPenney and Marshalls. Really, really fun videos and different.
Thank you, Julie, for subscribing.
Hi, Julie. Oh.
All right.
Good. This book.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Nikki.
Hi, Nikki. Are you still on the bus?
No.
I'm like, what the hell is she doing?
Put on the bus.
I see a picture of Nikki with this big old smile on her face, and then I scroll up another picture and I see a bus. I'm like, what the hell is she doing?
Never know what I'm going to be doing.
No, I guess not.
I said, when she said,
He goes, did she buy herself a damn bus?
yeah. Did she buy a bus?
No. I went to this auction, okay?
Oh,
And
God.
this auction only lasts about a couple hours. It's kind of a joke, but you know, maybe it'll be better in the summertime. I don't know. Anyways, so I went there, and this is an auction where it's like right by my uncle's where he lives, and the Dingaling, that my uncle the Dingaling. Well, anyways,
Well, at least you didn't say what I just said earlier. I was so glad.
so anyways, so I bid on this. I thought that these were auto manuals that I was buying. I wasn't paying close enough attention. I was way in the back. I couldn't see. And my glasses broke today, so I really couldn't see. Well, anyways, I thought it was a stack of manuals. And he's like, can I get $3 for it? I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll give you $3 for a stack of manuals, you know. And here there's some stupid, I don't know, VHS Napa education thing. So anyway, and there's like, I don't know, 6 or 7 of them. And I was like, that ain't what I thought it was. Well, my uncle, he goes up there and gets them for me. He's like, I'll be right back. And he went up and carried them back for me, you know, trying to be a gentleman, you know. And which was nice. So anyways, I told Amanda, I said, I don't want these stupid things, you know. And I was like, we'll just leave them behind. It was the only thing I bought, but I paid for them, you know, before I left. Never leave a bill, you know. But anyway, so me and my daughter, I said, well, instead of having Daddy, now my dad lives about maybe 5 miles away from this place, and it's right on the same road as this place, so it's a straight shot. And I said, well, we might as well just pay $1.50 for us to take the bus, which for both of us, just $1.50. I said, instead of calling Daddy to come and get us and then go back to Grandpa's, because he had dropped us off on the way. So I said, we might as well just take the bus, because Grandpa lives right on the bus line too, you know, we just have to cross the street. So anyway, so we take the bus to my dad's house. We're here for about, I don't know, like 10 minutes.
Oh no.
And all of a sudden my dad calls up from the basement. He's like, Nikki! I was like, what? He goes, Harlan just called. You left something at the auction house? I was like, son of a bitch. Damn tattletale. He goes, well, you better go get it.
God.
So me and my daughter had to go back to West Duluth with the truck. At least we had the truck this time. We didn't take a bus. Because my truck was here, you know. So we took the truck back, and I walked in. I said, yeah, I thought she grabbed him. And my daughter's like, yeah, and I thought she grabbed him.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Good
God.
cover. Good cover.
See, you were actually on public transportation.
Yeah. Yeah, a city bus.
Like I said, or like Bridget said, when she said, Nikki's on a bus, I said, did she buy a damn bus?
You never know.
You never know what you're going to buy, Nikki. You got to realize that.
Oh my gosh. As soon as I saw the picture, I just started up cracking laughing, and I was on here with them, and they were like, what? Nikki's on a bus.
That wouldn't be too bad of an idea, because they could take out all the seats.
Yeah.
Look like the
We've had a bus.
Put her some shelves in there, and she
My
put her
brother,
on the listening table.
my brother actually bought a city bus one time. He was going to make it into a camper for his family. He never did, but yeah, he had that bus for a long time.
There's a guy here that's got like a 1954 bus. and he has made a camper out of it.
Well, yeah.
He stripped that they stripped that sucker down to the chassis and rebuilt it. They had it in the Observer not too long ago, and it is really nice. He said he's probably got about $250,000 in it, but it's got everything he and his wife wanted, and it looks cool.
Yeah. And school buses, I mean, you can make really cool campers out of. This was a big, huge city bus that he bought. Make a camper out of. He never ended up. The kids used it. The kids used it for quite a few years. It was up at the steam farm, and they used it to camp in. They didn't put any beds in it or whatever. They just, I don't know what they slept on. But anyways, I think they made a couple like wooden beds or whatever. But anyways, I mean, yeah, the kids would all sleep in it, but they had a blast. But he ended up getting rid of it.
Okay, Carol is concerned because she's the only one that's posting what that she's listing. Like she's up to 12 now.
I have 10.
So, okay, everybody needs to go in and post how many you've listed. But I need to back up. I need to back up to something she said earlier. Where is that at? She is already. It's on the 11th of the month, and she's already running out of listings.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that means you need to upsize your store.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a Kmart app? Why would you have a Kmart app? Is it Kmart?
We were talking about Kmart.
Oh. I've got some stuff in the truck here I could list. Of course I do. Well, especially now I got those stupid VHS.
What are they?
They're these stupid. Let me see if I can get. This is what happens when you don't pay attention at the damn auction.
I won a big freaking huge table one time at the auction, and all I had was a Cavalier.
Oh God!
But I only paid $1 for it, so I thought he was bidding on something else, and
see if I can get enough light.
Remember that?
So they're these. Okay, let me.
Oh yeah.
Home, Bridget?
Huh?
Did you take it home?
No, I left it there. Doctor said he would auction it next week.
She didn't have an uncle that tattletaled on her.
Nope.
Now, see, in North Carolina, they had to roll down all the windows and had somebody at each window, and they'd be reaching up, holding it on top of the car.
What is
on the way home?
These are Napa. They're for Napa, and there are different ones. Like this one is OBD2 and second generation scan tool. It's got a part number, but they're these stupid things. They're in these stupid clamshell cases, and they got VHS tape.
Oh, they're like
workbooks.
Have you looked them up?
No. Yeah, well, I did. I didn't find them.
Oh.
I didn't
do
find
they
anything.
have like a UPC or an ISBN number?
They do, but I don't think they have. I don't think it's. I don't know if I didn't try to scan it. Let's see what year this is here.
I mean, sometimes those programs can do well if they weren't reissued.
Yeah. Well, I thought after a while, I thought, well, maybe they'll do all right. I don't know. We'll see.
I know it was $3, so.
Oh no, these are from '98. They paid $89.50
Wow.
for just this one. No, this is different.
You paid $89.50?
No. God, no. No, I paid $3 for them all. There's a whole stack of them. But this is like testing and stuff. And
is that like for a certification for a
yeah.
part or?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes those things can actually do pretty well.
Yeah.
It depends on if they've been reissued.
These are VHSs.
Well,
first of all,
Price It Right throw in a free VCR.
I have a VCR I can throw in there.
What,
There
Rock?
you go.
But yeah, they're just
Excuse me.
then they got the book with them.
Yeah, you might do okay with those.
Nah, I don't think I'm gonna even sell them, but maybe I'll throw them in the yard sale or something. $5 for the whole stack of them, then I'll make $2 on them.
I'd look them up first, Nikki.
Yeah, me too.
Huh?
I would
What?
look them up. Look them up.
Oh, I'm gonna. I'll do my research and see if they'll. They're all in boxes, each one. And there's, I don't know, 6 or 7 of them, I suppose. It was the only thing I bought at that junkie auction. They had a whole table. Huh?
I can't believe they weren't selling that other stuff.
No, that's for the antique auction on the 31st. He just had it out there for show of what's coming up. I don't know how the guy makes any money. He has these auctions every Monday. And I mean, he must just be doing it for fun because I mean, he pays people. I mean, he's got a writer, he's got a people that show the stuff in the ring, you know, and I mean, everybody just brings just this crap. And I mean, I don't think he sold anything for over $25 tonight. And I'm like, how is he making any money? I mean, most stuff was like, well, he doesn't go lower than $3 usually. And so, yeah, everything. And there's a lot of stuff that didn't sell that nobody would even give him $3 for. So it's like, how does he even make any freaking money? I mean, he only gets 10% of each sale, you know, or 20%, whatever they charge. I don't know. What does an auctioneer charge anyway? 20%?
Around here, sometimes it's 30%.
Still, I mean, I don't know. If the guy sold, I don't know, even $500 worth, that's not much money. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Right.
It don't seem like, because he's paying all of his employees too. He's got 2 people showing the stuff. He's got a person writing the numbers, and he's got somebody doing a clerk doing the paperwork. I mean, you can't tell me he's making much money. Must be doing it just for the fun of it. I don't know. Well, we'll see in the summertime if he gets more stuff. He doesn't have a very big place, so I don't know where he'd put the stuff if he did have more stuff. But
Well, why don't you take some stuff over there to him?
because I want more money for my stuff.
She wants the good bidders.
Yeah, I'll bring it to my friend on Thursday night. He has so much stuff he can't even get through it in one night, and he'll go till 1 o'clock in the morning some nights, and he can't. Oh, cute, and he can't get through it all, and that's just one night, you know.
She's got to help me. She has to lay on my keyboard.
Is he trying to help Daddy?
Oh, she thought I was bored or something.
All right. Well, I'm going to get off here and get ready for bed.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God, it's 9 o'clock.
It's 9 o'clock. Yep.
You know, let's see. Yeah, Cinderella is the one that had the 12 o'clock curfew.
Yep.
Well, you know, you're a little early.
Are you Cinderella?
Well, it's 9 o'clock, so.
Even Cinderella had till midnight.
I know.
It wouldn't make a very good witch.
It's 12 o'clock somewhere, right?
Ooh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't make a good witch. Is that what you just said, Todd?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, thank you.
Twice a year, I stay up till midnight, but I'm Bridget.
I do a couple times a year. I stayed up till midnight Friday night.
Yeah, because your neighbors are banging on the wall, killing each other.
Let's see here.
Oh Lord, thank you for coming in, Bridget.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Well, I got 13 done, so, and I'm at 14. I'm finishing one more, but.
Well, that's good. So it's been a little bit of a good thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
More than I got done today.
Well, you know, If you just stayed at home,
I know, right?
Oh my god.
You never know what I'm going to be doing.
I'm beginning to sound like an old man talking to his teenage daughter. You know, if you'd stay at home, you could get your homework done and all your blah, 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 blah.
All right. Good night, everybody. Have a good
Good
night.
night.
Bye.
13.
What?
I'm talking to my friend.
Bye.
Yeah.
Hi, Amanda. Or is it Brandy?
No, Amanda's here.
No, she's not. Brandy. Obviously.
Yeah, no, it's Amanda.
Julie says it's only 8 there where she's at.
Yeah, it's 8 here too.
Nikki, your daughters are funny, but they're way too much like you.
They are. Just a wee bit. All the bad parts of my daughters are from their dad, and all the good parts are from me.
Of course you would say that.
Oops, I didn't just say that.
He bless his heart with it, being in a house full of Nickies. Oh, 3 of them. Big Nicky and little Nickies.
Hey, I've told you I'm a joy to be married to.
You keep saying that, but I ain't never heard Gary say that.
Did you? No, did you tell me to?
Yeah. You know, you just said that you wanted something to drink.
I think Nikki can take you.
No, I can't.
Take who?
Gary.
No comment.
He's got a bad back. He's got bad arms.
No, it's getting noisy in here, so I'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
All
right,
right.
bye,
Have a
everybody.
good night.
Have fun.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Summer, are you out in Cali, Oregon? One of those other left shore states? What you got there, Todd?
I just had a few more toners to get listed from that prison auction.
Have you sold any of them yet?
Yeah, I listed one yesterday for $34.95 free shipping, and it's sold in 10 seconds.
Wow.
So I think I may have underpriced it. Oh well.
I've
Maybe.
never been able to find it, but I heard there is an extension for eBay that you can tell what you're looking for and what you're willing to pay. And if it's constantly searching eBay, and if it hits it, it signs you up.
That must have been it. And it was bought by a business that resells them, so I don't know. That's good. I made money, but it's just funny.
You work like a dog getting all that stuff out of there, though.
just funny when you list something and it sells faster than you can get your fingers off the keyboard.
It's like those Polaroid cameras. I think they have some
No,
kind of,
this is faster than those.
yeah. Is this called a
But yeah,
pentagon?
well, does it have 5 sides?
One, two, three. Yeah.
Star in a circle. What do you think?
Yes, I know it's a star in a circle, but I'm looking for the voodoo name.
That's the voodoo charm.
Well, you know, summoning the.
It's a Satanist, right? Satanism.
Satan
Yeah.
would, star would be upside down. Cha-ching.
Who was that?
Wasn't
That
me.
was me. What did I say?
Dang. She's. She's killing it.
Killing it. That was Todd,
Kill it.
wasn't it?
That was me. Oh, well, crap.
What?
I just listed some toner and it already sold.
You need to price. You need to price it then. You're going too cheap if it's selling that fast.
Something you just listed tonight?
Yeah, I just listed it about here. I'll screen share. What the
Oh,
hell?
holy cow. Oh, yeah. Screen share.
Yeah, that's my thing. Let's see where to go. There it is. Just some toner. I got with all the. Got a big lot of printers.
So you listed 5 of them as one lot?
Yeah, there wasn't any black. It's cyan and yellow and
Oh, magenta. Wow. Yeah, maybe you did underprice it.
yeah, I listed them about 15 minutes ago and they already sold. That was quick. I'm already making money in that prison auction. I haven't even got to the 2 big items sold yet.
What were the big items?
One of them was is a laminator.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That sucker's big and heavy. I had a offer to buy it today, and I said, well, I had it for local pickup only because it's like at least 65 pounds. And the buyer wanted it and shipped, and I said, listen, here's the situation. When I wrote him back, I said, a FedEx drop-off is 35 miles away, and I estimate that, I said, I'm not going to pack it. I'm too old, and I have a bad back. I actually said this in the note to him. And I said, I expect FedEx would charge you $200 to $300 to ship this, packaged and shipped. And then they wrote back and said, oh, I understand. Thank you anyway. So, but I have that on for $290. So I got the the vinyl cutting machine. And I had a Dallas buyer interested, but on Facebook Marketplace, but they haven't gotten back with me yet. I think they're going to wimp out on the deal. He said he would buy them for $800, but I haven't heard back from him.
Do you list them on the Facebook Marketplace and eBay for local pickup, or just one or the other?
When I've got a big item like that laminator, I put it on eBay, local pickup, and Facebook Marketplace. And I've sold stuff on both.
Now on eBay local pickup, they have to pay and then come and get it, right?
Right.
They can't come and pay you in person.
Right.
I got a question for you, jewelry sellers. When it's got a chain attached to it, like a necklace, how do you measure that? Do you measure it like from here to here, or do you unfasten it and measure the whole length?
I usually do the whole length.
The whole length?
That's what I do.
I lay it double on a ruler and take a picture. So if a chain is doubled up 9 inches on a ruler, then it's an 18-inch chain.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I take a picture of the chain sitting on top of a ruler.
Well, guys, I'm going to have to let you guys go. I still haven't ate any dinner, so I'm going to eat and then get ready for tomorrow. So.
All right. Have a good night, Valerie.
Hearts.
All righty. You guys have a great night.
You too.
Valerie?
Yeah.
I've got some military elbow pads for the bins for you. I need to send you.
What do you need? I don't need none of those.
Hey, you got to elbow your way into those bins. You know.
I'll be fine.
Padded,
armor.
You shove that military quality elbow pad into somebody's face, they're going to know it.
No, you know what? They see me coming, they just move to the side.
Oh.
Well, you got thrown out of the one last week, didn't you?
Do what?
Didn't you get thrown out of the one last week?
No.
No.
Or was that just clickbait?
That was just clickbait.
I could just see. I could see Valerie and some lady or some ladies throwing down in a Goodwill bins just because, or in a filler bag because she was getting all the good stuff.
I did get all the good stuff, but
I can see Valerie getting thrown into a bin instead of out of it.
You know what? Down there, I just kind of keep to myself. I don't make trouble down there.
You don't have hateful old ladies like Todd has?
Not normally down there. Usually, yeah. I stay to myself. I don't mess down there. Those people down. I don't want to go to jail, especially down in Kansas City. I definitely don't want to go to jail.
What would the Kansas City jail be like? Oh, that'd be miserable.
Yeah. So
Jeez.
I just stay to myself, stay in my little corner,
Well, ma'am, you don't sound like you're from Kansas City. Where are you from? Well, I was born in California. California?
Yeah.
Give her
I don't say
60
that.
more days.
I don't say that either. I don't. That's privileged information. I don't give that information out just to nobody. Because
Glenn
People are-
Glenn says he puts screws on his elbow pads.
oh gosh, yeah, that would.
Hey, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn.
I just take Lucille with me, and we'll be all good.
Lucille?
Lucille.
What's a Lucille?
That's
Your
my baseball
baseball
bat with the barbed wire on it.
Okay.
Everybody just moves out of the way.
I'm with you now. I'm with
Yeah.
372 says pads are for wimps.
Well, you know, I have gone by the beds here in Charlotte, and the attendants are like really lecturing people about, back up.
They run a tight ship pretty much. I noticed in Charlotte and in Kansas City, they run a very tight ship. They're giving out commands, and they don't mess around. They got security there. They're just and I've never had a problem with anybody. So I just do my own thing,
Well,
and I don't cause no trouble. I'm kind of quiet when I'm down there, and I just piddle around. So
I was in there, and I found they were like ladies' boot shoes. They got heels on them, like spike type heels on them.
Yeah.
But they only came up like just right above the ankle, and they had like embroidery all over them. They looked really good.
Yeah.
Anyway, I found one of them, and this guy was getting ready to take one of the tables, the carts away. And he said, "Are you done?" I said, "Well, I was looking for the other one of these." He said, "Hold on a second. I think I saw one of those a few minutes ago." And he held it up, and he says, "Does somebody have the other one of these?" And this lady says, "I do." He said, "Well, come talk to this man. He's got the other one."
Oh.
So I said, she came over there, and I said, she said, "How much are you going to buy it?" And I'm like, "No, you can have it. It's not worth me standing in line to pay for it just for what a pair of boots."
Now I have heard of some people. There's some kind of a program where, like, people will take shoes, like they'll get all the shoes from the bins, and they send them to third world countries,
right?
And they get paid for that. I've never had that. I know that because when I go there, there's usually they've got 5 baskets and they're full of shoes. But hey, that's your gig, then.
I'm sorry. I had another inquiry about my shirt. Does it show up backwards to y'all?
No.
The print on it?
But you can only see the top 2.
Okay.
You can only see.
It says, "I got lost in the Gay Dolphin," which is a souvenir shop in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Okay.
And if you ever make it to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, you must go by there.
Okay. Good to
Because they
know.
got some good crap in there.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna go eat.
All right.
Get
Bye.
get ready for tomorrow. So I'll see y'all later. Thanks for having this, Tom.
You're welcome. Thank you for
Bye.
coming. Bye-bye.
Well,
One of these days, I am going to drive up to Fort Worth, rub elbows in that Benz up there, just to see what it's all about.
You've never been? Do you do thrift shops though? Todd, or do you just do?
When I first started reselling, I tried thrift shop stuff, and it's just not worth the time. They are overpriced. They're just stupid. There's really not much you can clean out of there for a price worth buying. The time is much better spent here at garage sales, estate sales, auctions.
Yeah.
It's just not worth the effort. They're just, you could stand around in thrift stores here, and there's 4 Goodwills and a Salvation Army in the big town, and they're just not worth it.
They're really the Goodwills around here are really getting insane with their pricing.
Yeah, our Goodwills are really high.
They had it's one of the more upscale coffee pots. I can't remember which one it is, and they were wanting $34 for it, and it looked like it hadn't been washed in a month, hell, in a year. It looked like you needed to do some industrial cleaning on that thing. They were wanting $34 for it. And one of the attendants walked by, and I go in there enough that they know who I am or they know my face. I said, "What else comes with this thing for $34?" And he's like, "Well, that's it, sir." I'm like, "Okay, well, that's awful high."
Yeah.
But they've just gotten out of control with their pricing.
Yeah, I stick to the smaller thrifts. But pretty soon our yard sales will be starting up.
We've had, well, if we would have had a lot more if it hadn't been pouring raining for the last month. We had one sunny day, and there was a couple of yard sales nearby, and I went to see what they had, and I bought a couple of things. But it's getting ready. Once it dries out, they'll kick in around here.
Yeah, I love garage sales. I've had some really good scores. And then I've had days where you drive around to 12 garage sales and you come out with one pair of shoes and you go, what did I spend my morning doing?
Yeah, there's that. Just never know.
It's
But percentage-wise, garage sales and estate sales beat the thrift stores like 95% to 5%. So it's just not worth the time.
Now, down in the summer, we're down at the Jersey Shore. There's tons of yard sales, but most of the estate sales are run by this one company, and their prices are really high. So if we see one that's run by that company, we don't bother even going.
Yeah, but at least with estate sales, a lot of times I can find an item that they just missed. Like,
Right.
I'll have a box of jewelry sitting there for $5, a Ziploc bag, and I've found 2 or 3 or 4 times gold items mixed in with the costume jewelry. And it's just awesome when that happens.
Yeah.
I found an 1870s gold pocket watch. And they were asking $30, and I bought it, and I sold it for like 400 and something.
Wow.
So yeah, and that was an overpriced estate sale. That was the only thing I bought at it.
Wow.
But they just missed it. They didn't know it was gold.
Right. They just thought it was costume jewelry. I mean, did you know it was gold, or did you just buy it because?
I opened the back of the watch and looked, and it was a number there. I forget what the number is. Let me look. Which was unusual. Let me look real quick. Give me a sec here.
Glenn's going to have a garage sale on Saturday and try to go live during it. You did that before last year, I think. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, I like watching Stephen and Steph, or Stephanie and Steve, whatever. They're from out west, and they set up their cameras at flea markets and when they're doing yard sales, and it's interesting just to watch the people, you know, coming in and looking through their stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, 3 more Carol, you can leave.
She's got 17.
I guess.
can you see my screen share?
Let's see. Okay.
Okay, right here, that watch was 9 karat gold, which is very unusual gold content for modern jewelry or watches. Most real gold watches or jewelry are at least 10K, 14K, 18K, and 22K.
Okay.
So when I saw the number 375 and it didn't say 37.5, you see where I've got it highlighted there?
Uh-huh.
Inside the watch case, it said 375.
Just said 375.
Yeah. And so I thought, I need to, on my phone, I looked up 375, and sure enough, it came up as 9 karat gold. So I thought, okay, for 35 bucks, whatever it was, I'll take that chance. And sure enough, it was 9 karat gold.
So
And
is 9 karat gold better or worse than, say, like, is it more gold the higher the number, or
right.
Yeah, so
But the value of the watch wasn't just the gold, it was the age and the inscription on the inside. That watch had been given as a graduation present in 1898. There was an inscription on the inside, "Congratulations on your graduation from wherever."
Wow.
And so, yeah.
That's incredible.
So the watch sold for way more than its gold content value as a display piece. The watch was not running. It was, in fact, it was in really poor running condition. But because of its age, you know, like 150-year-old watch.
Right.
Glenn, look at your Facebook Messenger.
So that's what you always say. That
If it's got numbers,
it's a wearable, if it's a piece that has some other assets, it's worth picking up.
yeah, the gold content of the watch was maybe $150, but because it was a true antique, pre-Civil War, or right around,
Right.
just after Civil War era, it was something. It was a display piece.
That's pretty cool.
And the buyer couldn't believe they got it for such a cheap price.
Do you like messing with all the gold and stuff like that? I mean, if that's all you could, if you could just deal with nothing but that, would that be your thing?
I think so, but
Hey, everyone.
I don't know where,
Hey, Glenn.
unless I'm ready to play the numbers game and play margins that are very small.
Right.
But
Glenn had a question.
people that have gold or silver for sale, they know what it is and how much it's potentially worth.
Hey, Todd.
Yeah.
I got a coffee cup I bought the other day, and it actually had 22K on the bottom of it. And like the rim, it's kind of like, I don't know if it's gold leaf or what, but.
Well, it's got 22 karat gold paint.
Yeah, I've never seen that on a coffee cup before.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
In other words, I actually have some.
That means like the gold around the rim, for instance?
Yeah, the top where you drink it. Where you,
Yeah.
Yeah. See this little bottle here, Glenn?
yeah, it's paint.
That is ceramic paint. This is palladium, which is a rare metal like gold and platinum and such. And I've been selling these bottles. You see how small that bottle is?
Yeah, there's maybe an ounce on it, that.
No, it is 2 grams,
2 grams.
which is about 1/15 of an ounce. And it's a paint mixture that is that has actual palladium in it. And so a little bottle like that will sell for $18. So, but there is such a small amount of gold in that's actually, they mix this with a thinner,
Right.
and then they paint it on the plate or cup or whatever. So yeah, it's a very small amount of gold that's on your.
Yeah, when I researched it, I didn't really put 22K in the title. I just put it in the maker. And what, you know, it's like a commemorative Canadian cup. You might have like buy at a souvenir shop.
Yeah, it's probably a 22 karat gold paint on it, but
Right. Yeah, that's what it had on the bottom. Yeah, 22K, which was kind of, I've never seen one like that before.
such a small amount of gold on there, it wouldn't even be worth your time to scrape the gold off and resell the gold.
I get to find it, Todd, but I've got a. It looks like it's about an inch by 2 inches. It's maybe 1/16 of an inch thick. It's got all this engraving on it. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like one of those. You know how like you used to buy Cougarans and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's not like a Cougaran, but it's how they had stamps on it and all that kind of stuff. Well, it looks like those, but I'm not really sure whether it's silver or not. Whether it's just some kind of knockoff to impress the ladies with, which I really don't think silver is what you would impress the ladies with. You got to have if you live in Jersey and Philadelphia, you got to have a big old gold chain around your neck.
You may have something.
When I can find it, I'll look at it.
You say there's stamps on it?
Yeah, well, it's it's. Wish I knew where it was at. It's in one of these damn boxes. I'll find it because I've been meaning to find it so you can look at it. Because it might be worth something. Then again, it might not be. Hey, Tara.
Well, you getting a lot listed today?
I've got 7 things listed now.
Awesome.
Carol's the only one getting stuff listed, apparently.
Carol's getting ready to call it quits for the night because she's got her 20 listings in here.
Charity did 20.
Well, she said when I get her last, she says, so after 3 more, I can leave, Tom. Laugh out loud.
She was at 17 last count.
She's smoking it.
Well, good for her.
Well, I was wondering where you were at because you're the one that sits there and churns them out like there's no tomorrow.
Well, I was listing during the day, and I have some more I have to list that I took pictures of, but then I stopped and helped Jim load up that moving truck. So I had that distraction for the afternoon.
Oh, I thought he was already gone.
No, I don't know what day he's going to leave. He's going to help me pack stuff up tomorrow, but I don't know what day he'll leave exactly.
Well, you should be getting close to having everything moved, haven't you?
Now we're making a good dent, but we also have like bigger stuff that ain't gonna go down. We got 62 inches of snow here in the month of February. So I mean everything is so snowed in. I mean we got banks of snow that are 4 or 5 foot high. So there's some stuff that's like outside that was on the piece of property that we didn't sell yet. I mean, I ain't gonna get to that stuff until May just because it's so snowed in. I mean, it's gonna take a long time for that to get where I can get in there.
So you're gonna be able to get this move accomplished before Brandon has to start school in the fall?
We have to, Todd. We have to. We don't have a choice. We're only allowed to stay. We're only allowed to stay on this property until the end of July. So we have to be out of here. So yes. I mean, we get rid of a lot of stuff. You just start making a lot of choices. Like, is this something I really want? Honestly.
Yeah, I was watching video. I don't know if y'all saw it of Todd flipping hustle. I guess he was plowing his driveway. He had 4 and 5 foot snowdrifts in his yard.
Oh, I mean, yeah, and he's like over there towards like Fargo, Minnesota, I think. So he's probably a little farther north than me, but we're all at this northern part, Yeah.
Was he the one?
Yeah, I mean, like.
Yeah, snowblowers. Yeah.
I use the front end loader.
No.
Tara, you said you got 62 inches in February?
Yeah, 61 or 62.
That's 5 foot.
What is wrong with you? You should have been in Kentucky by now.
Well,
the little man is ready to move. You don't have to worry about him finishing up the school year. I don't finish until August anyway.
Well, they had those loggers in there on that piece of property, and I got to finish up putting up some fence and stuff. I don't really have a place for the horses yet.
How is that coming along? They're about done with the trees?
Yeah. I mean, they got done pretty far from what Jim told me. But see, it's the rainy season in Kentucky, so it's like super muddy. So they're gonna come back in like end of May, beginning of June. They got some logs yarded up that they want to pull out of there, and there's a few more big stuff to cut down. But it's just too muddy up in there right now, you know.
I have no concept of snow like that.
I don't
No?
either.
I don't either. Well, no, I will say right now, it was like we got those 2 big snowstorms. I'm like, you know, I haven't missed it in a long time, but right now I wouldn't mind having a snowmobile again. But anyway, it is what it is. They had our road, the road I live on, it was 1 lane for like a week and a half. They had to come in with like big loaders in order to open our road up because the snowplow couldn't do it. Because we have these hay fields on our road, so it was all like drifted over the road.
I'm following this guy who is building. I don't know whether he is a hunter or what, but he is building a cabin on sleds so he can drag it behind his snowmobile.
Oh yeah.
And it's been
maybe.
really cool.
Uh,
It's been
Is it
really
for ice
cool.
fishing? Is it for ice fishing?
I don't think so. I
No.
think it's just for camping during the winter, like he's hunting or something. But apparently they do some pretty good trips with them because he says it's got the runners on it have got to be able to really stand up.
Yeah. Because I mean, they'll make those ice fishing shacks. I mean, they're like little, real cool looking cabins where people have like, because they'll spend like a whole weekend or week out on the lake living in the thing. I mean, they have like, you know, nice little beds and it's like a tiny house or it has a nice kitchenette and everything, you know.
Yeah. Hey, I know this don't sound stupid, something like a Southerner would say, but I've watched Snow Dogs.
Okay.
There's a scene in Snow Dogs where they're all out. There's all these little huts out over the lake. You know, it's frozen over, and they've got stoves and beds and everything else in them.
It's like Grumpy Old Men. Remember the movie Grumpy Old Men where they had the whole like they have a shanty. They call them shanty towns up here.
Right.
Anyway, you have these ice shanty towns anyway.
But like I said, I've watched Snow Dogs. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm glad you can base it off a Snow Dog.
Yeah, one of my salesmen, he was a national champion snow person, whatever. I mean, it's not snow person, ice fisherman. I think in the 90s, I guess, in Minnesota.
Who is this?
I can't think of his name. He worked for Parts Unlimited, which is up in there, Minnesota, one of the offices.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we used to order snowmobile parts from Parts Unlimited.
Yeah, but he was a salesman for them back in, I guess, mid 90s. I guess I was dealing with him.
Oh.
The late 90s, probably more closer to late 90s. But he was like big national champion on that, but also regular bass fishing.
Oh yeah,
When he was a teenager, it meant a Lear jet would fly down and pick him up to go fishing somewhere with somebody.
Huh.
He said that was kind of nice whenever he was in his prime or really good doing it. You know, like I said, they'd fly down there and pick him up in a jet and fly him off somewhere.
Cool.
I'm going to probably abuse this name real fast, but is it Dano's Toolbox? He said, I would like to learn how to sell on eBay. Well, we would.
I'd like to sell a lot more on eBay.
It's not real hard.
Just dot your I's, cross your T's, and list. And buy smart.
Go look at I would recommend you looking at some videos like from Alabama Picker. He's got some good ones on selling on eBay. It's not hard.
Too. No more than 2 years, like about 8 months to a year. No more older than that. Because something you watched 3 years ago, it's changed.
Yeah. Any of the people that's been on this panel tonight, you can look at their stuff and see their website or their YouTube channels and see what they're selling. Jim and Tara, they sell amazing stuff.
Sometimes.
And those 3 dots next to everybody's name, whatever. If you click on that, you can go to their channel.
Yeah.
And watch it that way as far as subscribing.
And I must have subscribed. I'm already subscribed to your channel, so I must have met you over like on Farm All Fridays or something of that choice. But it's not hard. It's not hard to learn to sell on eBay. You just have to learn to do it correctly. And if there's anything I can try to answer a question for you, feel free to reach out.
Oh, he has 649 subs. So is he like a mechanic or something, or?
I don't know.
That's for those mechanical video. It's a bunch of tools and all that. So do you sell old tools? Yeah, almost all his videos got some type of tool in it. Now you got 650. So I win the prize.
But it's not hard to sell on it.
Well, if you go onto eBay Help, they have like a little bit of information about selling and getting started selling. But basically, it's about listing an item. Go on, list an item, something you have around your house or something, you know, and just test it out.
You practice that way. Practice a lot of barcodes in your house on your telephone.
Yeah.
Well, and everybody knows something. Even if before you were really a real reseller, you were all into something. Like Glenn was into motorcycles, I was into snowmobiles, or whatever. I mean, you can start with something that you have a very good like product knowledge of and a very good like base value because you were a collector or you used it or something like that. You know, it's a good entryway to get yourself started in on it.
Oh, he's got a video with 10,000 views on it. Way to go.
That's cool. It was crazy. I did my video that I did Saturday. I got 18 thumbs down, so I must have some trolls in there, man.
Oh,
videos I ever did in my whole life.
I saw that.
Were you live? Like you had a live chat?
Yeah, I did live. Yeah, I do most of my stuff live, so I don't have to worry about editing and.
Oh, okay.
You know, even when I don't do it, I'll film it and download it and put it on.
Yeah, you must have had trolls.
Heck, yeah.
Who did you make mad?
I don't know.
It's just
anybody who has time to watch videos that they don't even like really needs a life. That's what I think.
Well,
they need to be selling. They need them a part-time job.
Especially I only like a real short video, only like 25 minutes. So 18 people, they must, like message each other and they go in there and just thumbs down. It must be like a group of them.
You got rated is what you got.
Well, now you know you made it big time when you get a bunch of thumbs down.
Yeah, that's what I was telling people,
Now you really made it.
Marie said, what the hell? There was only like 25 of us in there.
Well, at one time, it was only like 14. I asked somebody, and when I was doing it, said, "Oh, there's about 14 right now."
Yeah, people just have too much time on their hands, and they just. Why are we stuck on Todd? That's my fault.
I see you now. Only for a second.
No, Todd was showing.
Oh, showing something.
Some stuff a while ago when I had it locked in on him. My bad. I'm sorry. Hi, Z. So did Carol get her other 3?
I don't know.
Tara, how's your sales been?
Mine? Well, they were all right on They were good on Saturday and they were okay on Sunday, and then today sucked. I don't know why. Anyway. I was listing a lot today. I mean, I really tried to hit it. I need to get my butt in gear more. I've been slacking off.
So is there a listing challenge Wednesday or?
I think so.
As far as I know, there will be.
She's not having anything tomorrow because she's going to the
Ben. Right. Yeah, it's Tuesday. Yeah. I think somebody else in the show up this morning said they were going to do it maybe.
Oh, maybe Sally, huh?
Yeah.
I was listening while I was taking pictures.
Yeah, I'm usually at work every morning, so.
Yeah, it's hard for you to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some people that do pretty good with tools.
Tools are good.
Dan, I said he used to do auto body work, and then he got out of that and took up shopping for tools.
Oh, like antique tools?
Yeah, I have a bunch of old tools I need to get rid of and sell.
Oh.
Well, a lot of times, I guess certain dates, I'm not sure how old, but some of them maybe about 50s, possible 40s, but I don't know if you need old ones in that.
It depends. Like, I know, like, what's the Craftsman one that does good? It's like has it got a diamond on it, Jim, or something? Those Craftsman tools that do good, like a Craftsman socket set.
Right.
Well, they have like.
Yeah, it'll be different types of print.
Yeah. If you look it up, there's like different prints and stuff that they like, when they Craftsman marked it or whatever.
Or like Snap-on, if you get the earlier print styles or whatever, sometimes they do better.
Yeah, we used to have like a junk shop next to where we worked back in the mid-80s, and I wish I would have bought more stuff from them, but my dad used to buy all his tools and all that, and got next door at work. But he used to buy storage units and all that, until, like I said, back in the 80s, one time he found a $3,000 bar system. The word got out.
Wow.
Tora, are you sending like unlisted stuff down with Jim, or are you just sending stuff out of y'all's house for right now?
I sent out some stuff out of my house and then some stuff we had in that storage building.
Hey, Glenn.
Yeah.
You see this video of mine here?
Yeah, I'm looking at it over here. Yeah.
Made it about 4 years ago. This is my most watched video ever at 41,000 views.
Wow.
But I have 171 thumbs up and 298 thumbs down.
All right.
Oh my God, we have this video where we put in this cheap repair for this mud hole we had at the back of our property, and we get like the most thumbs down on that video, and they also give us the most crappy messages on that video too. Like we got one like 2 weeks ago. Is this about really fixing a road or more about showing your child off or something like that? Because we let Brandon do this little part where he talked in it, And he went like, God, people are such jerks sometimes. And then we get like, no offensive, but we get all this hate from people like in the UK about this cheap dirt road washout repair. It's been looked at 20,000 times, and we get so much hate on that video. It's ridiculous. Anyway,
That video, huh?
And I've watched that video, and you know what? We would have done the same thing.
It's not a driveway. This was at the back of the 40 where you had this little low spot was getting muddy. So all we did was take some stuff that we already had just to shore it up.
It's just a very cheap way to do it if you can't get because you can't get a gravel truck back there. Like, well, you should go put 10 yards of gravel. I can't and put a culvert in. I can't get a gravel truck back there. It's too narrow.
Anyway,
I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, we don't argue with them. We just like it's just funny.
people really just need to get a life.
They'll be back.
It's just weird how people are.
Yeah.
And yes, when you do videos, you're putting yourself out there and whatnot. But
Yeah.
I
will say I can watch a video and I might not agree with how the person's doing that thing on the video. Would I go and give the person a thumbs down? No. I mean, I wouldn't probably maybe stop watching it. I would maybe not watch through the whole video. And I would never leave them like a negative comment, like, why are you doing it this way? That's stupid or whatever. I just don't do that kind of stuff.
That's just being hateful.
Yeah. Because it's cool to disagree. I mean, that's cool. You don't have to agree with everything, but you should be polite, I think. You don't have to be mean.
I've commented on things I've seen because I do watch a lot of repair videos on vehicles. I've seen dangerous practices, and I will comment, but very politely. You might want to consider putting something underneath the vehicle besides the jack when you go under it, because it can slip off the jack at any time. And a lot of times you get a reply, "Oh yeah, I should have done that" or whatever, But if you approach it very politely, you don't say something like, "You're an idiot. You should put something underneath the vehicle." It's just common sense,
Those crank-up jacks that I guess Chevys have them, but Ford's trucks have them. The little black ones that you twist the handle and it raises it up. There's one about 30 feet away from the side of I-77 between Chester, South Carolina and Rock Hill, South Carolina. Because that thing, when I had it on boards, I had it on blocks, I had it on everything, trying to get it to stand up. It would not stand. It would start sliding. And I got on our two-way radios, and I called my brother, and I said, "Bring me a flipping," and I didn't say flipping, floor jack. And he came out there, and I had that tire changed in about 15 minutes. And I wasted a damn hour and a half with that freaking jack. So my dad said, "We've got 8 trucks. Make sure every one of them's got one of them floor jacks in it." So I went out and bought 4 of them because they didn't have to be big, because they're only all his trucks are like 150s, and
so
those are the best money you can spend for one of those things.
Saturday was the second Saturday of the month, so it was brush day in the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had all those tree trimmings to take to the dump. So I go to back up my pickup underneath the trailer where I have about, I don't know, as much as a 8 by 16 trailer will hold. And I jack it up as far as it'll go, but the weight of the trees is pushing down on that trailer so hard, I can't get the hitch up over the truck ball. So I had to pull out a bottle jack and stack up cinder blocks until I could get it close enough to the trailer tongue to jack it up higher than the trailer jack would go. That was a pain. But I hauled 2 loads of tree limbs and logs and stuff to the dump, and I've still got 1 more to go.
You worked hard on that.
Yeah, I was so sore Sunday and Monday.
One time Jim was messing around with a boat trailer, and I don't know how,
Oh my God.
but it sprung up and it hit him in the face. And I'm like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And he's like, "How the F would I know?" And I'm like, because I thought his face was just going to be full of blood. I mean, it looked like, the trailer popped up. It must have came up 2
No,
feet.
it was the winch.
Oh,
It was a winch handle. It was hitting me in the face.
Oh, that was it.
It
Oh
was
my
like
God.
a cartoon.
Oh
It just
my
kept
God.
hitting me and hitting me. I couldn't get my face away from it, but it's just going around in a circle. It's like I stuck my face into a fan.
Oh my
and
god.
it's hitting my teeth, it's hitting my nose, it's hitting, you know, and I back up my face. I can feel it's all swollen, but it's numb. And she asked me, "Are you all right?" And I can't see my face. I can feel it's messed up. I'm like, "How the hell would I know?"
Yeah, but I don't know what else. I mean, it's like just what comes out. Oh my god, are you all right? Because I'm expecting you. You should be laying on the ground right now. Anyway.
You know, I was trying to put a boat on the trailer that was way too heavy for the trailer, and the winch couldn't take it. It was my fault.
We
the little lock tab on them too. That way, if you kind of let go, it kind of digs in. Did you have one of those on there?
Yeah, but it wasn't working right.
Yeah,
those little
some wasn't
tab-
working right. Yeah, it wasn't a great trailer. It was the boat we picked up at an auction that didn't have a
Yeah, we
trailer.
were trying
that
to
we just
switch around, or I
Yeah.
don't know what we were. I don't remember what we were doing exactly, but
Guy came in the yard the next day, offered us something for the boat, and I just took it. I'm like, yeah, you just take it.
You know that cartoon where the cat leaves a rake with the tines sticking up on the yard, so when the handle flies up and pops him in the head?
Yeah.
I actually did that about 2 years ago.
Oh hell, I've done that a bunch of times.
Man, I bled like a son of a gun out my lips, and man, my teeth were hurting, and I had a big old bruise on the side of my nose, and my lips were all swollen up, and I was like, "What just freaking happened?" You know?
he's got his teeth are all chipped up because he took his motorcycle out back, and I don't know how, but our
You were trying to
chocolate.
learn how to drive it.
Our
and
ch- I'm like,
you
I
didn't
don't
want
like
to drive
it.
back to the
Take
house.
it. So he's gonna drive back to the house. Our chocolate lab like darted out of the woods in front of him, but got in between the two wheels of the motorcycle and wiped him out. And he's got all these like chipped up teeth from it.
Because I am religious about wearing a helmet, but because I was only driving it back to the house, I'm like, okay, well, I don't need a helmet for this. I went and I stung my neck. When I went over the handlebars, I landed right on the top of my head, and man, I had a stinger in my neck. I'm like, oh my god, I almost broke my damn neck. And
the dog is now scared of motorcycles after that one. I'll
I
tell
keep
you that.
spitting sand out, what I think is sand, but it was actually the backs of my lower front teeth.
Oh my god!
So I clacked it pretty good.
It's been about 30 years ago. It was before I was married to Roberta. My dad had a farm in Conway, South Carolina, which is in Horry County, which is also the county that Myrtle Beach is in. And my uncle had a place on the Waccamaw River. And the Waccamaw River doesn't ever get to be probably wider than maybe 300 feet. So it's like a sheet of glass all the time. You can take a raggedy boat and make it fly down through there. Anyway, my dad had a barbecue over at the farm, and we were all going back over to the river to do some boating and skiing and whatnot. And a friend of my uncle's, his next door neighbor, he liked to drink. But he'd gone in and picked up his Baja. He had a 17-foot Baja speedboat with a 150 Mercury outboard on it, so it would fly. But he went by my dad, the farm, and had barbecue and stuff like that, and drank some beer. And I was going through town to get a couple of gas cans full of gas, and then I was going out to the lake. Well, when I got there, he had dropped that boat trailer on that Baja I was sitting on, and it hit a culvert. And when it did, that trailer just came apart.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And that boat was sitting out in the middle of this guy's front yard. So I didn't even stop. I went straight to my uncle's house, hooked up a boat trailer to the back of the truck I was driving, and went back there. Got turned around. Well, I just pulled up. They turned the boat trailer around while I turned around because we were trying to get in and out before the law got there. Because my uncle had a wrecker service, and he happened to be driving this wrecker. So he hooked it up. He hooked up the rest of the trailer up to it and drug it onto his house. But this fool that was driving this car, pulling this boat, that was drunk, I told him to get away from the trailer because I was on get that boat up on that trailer and get the hell out of there. And he reached, by the time I yanked on that rope, he decided he was going to help me by turning the crank on the wrench. And that sucker popped him across the knuckles about 5 good times. He was so drunk, he didn't realize that he had, between his his fingertips and his knuckles was broken. And then he had another break up between his knuckles and his hand. But we got it out of there. Then his girlfriend took him to the hospital, and my mom chewed his ass out when he was sober. Because she don't care. I mean, we don't either. You know, that's not right. To be drinking and driving.
Yeah.
But he was so drunk he didn't even realize I had broken his fingers with that handle on that winch. And if you've ever been hit by the handle on that winch,
oh well, that's what hit Jim in the face that day.
I have been hit
with his face. Yeah, that guy got off easy with his knuckles.
I was sober as a judge.
Jim, that's like my mother-in-law. We went up to see my mother-in-law and father-in-law one weekend, and the side of her face was black and blue. And we're like, my God, what has happened to you? And she said, well, I was getting groceries out of the car, and she bought a new car, and she didn't realize that the trunk deck was loaded, spring-loaded, whatever, and it flew up and hit her in the side of the face. So we always laughed about it. Yeah, right. It was the trunk deck. I bet you won't talk to Robert like that anymore because the trunk deck might get you. You gotta learn how you talk to Tara because the winch handle might get you.
I'll tell you a good boat story. This is a Jim story. This is when he's young. Him and his friend are coming across the chain here in a Donzi. And his friend looks at him and flashes 5.5. They're doing 55. They opened her up. The ski club here, the water ski club, had taken their ski jump out. But when they did that, they only cut the rope. They didn't get it out. That Donzi got that down in the IO, and it stopped that boat. It jerked it backwards. Jim said, I woke up in the water. I had flown over the deck of the boat. And thank God he had a life jacket on because he's floating in the water. He wakes up, comes to, his glasses are all crooked on his face.
But they're on my face. They're hanging by one ear. I was so happy.
He didn't lose his glasses. His friend's all bruised up. His friend stayed in the boat because he hit the steering wheel. But anyway, that rope got up in there. It pulled, didn't it, like pull that lower unit, that
yeah, it pulled the gimbal.
Gimbal loose off the back of that Donzi boat.
Wow.
We were taking on water through the bellows, and we got it running again, and we were able to limp it home, but we had this rusty Boy Scout knife. That's all we had, a Boy Scout pocket knife, and we took turns going down by the prop, cutting the nylon rope out of the prop, and this nylon rope was about 2 inches in diameter that wrapped around it. But anyway, so we finally got that cut. We got free, and we idled the motor to keep the bilge pump going so we wouldn't run the battery dead. So it's an IO, so we kept it idling because we knew if we just ran the bilge pump without the motor on, it would, we'd run the battery dead. Right. So we were able to keep it. The bilge was able to keep it from sinking, and then we got home, and then it sank at the dock anyway because it was leaking water, so he couldn't keep the bilge running forever. So
which 55 on water, that's fast.
It was fast.
Yeah.
Was this like your friend's grandfather's boat?
Yeah, it was Jim's boat, wasn't it? His dad's boat? Was it
my friend's dad's boat? Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh shoot! Somebody got in trouble with it.
Got into it with that ski club though.
He tried to sue the ski club, but I don't think they ever won. I don't know what happened with it. Well, I think his insurance just paid for it, and they said the insurance company's like, we're not going to chase him for it. We're just going to pay it. So that was the end of it.
Because Donzi's are, if not still, very expensive.
It was a nice boat.
My dad had a place out on Lake Wiley, and there was a sandbar beside it, his place. And on Saturday afternoons, we had the best show. We just, get drinks and go sit down by the edge of the water because it's getting to be about 3-ish on a Saturday afternoon. All the jet skis and all that kind of stuff's out on the water, And we specifically put float or markers out on that sandbar so people wouldn't run up on it. And this guy was coming down the river in about a 23-foot Sea Ray. And those are real expensive boats. And he must have had that thing at 3/4 throttle because he was flying. And we started watching him, and we're like, he's not going to stop. He is not going to stop. He hit that sandbar, and he said he was doing about 40. His girlfriend came across the windshield, all the way across the bow of that thing, and probably about 15 more feet before she hit the water.
Yeah.
He slammed into that steering wheel and broke, like we found out later, he broke 6 ribs. His girlfriend just laid in the water floating, and we thought, oh my, because it threw her all the way across the sandbar, which he just about traveled across the sandbar with that boat. And you know, we were like running over there to him, and you know, she just said, I just need to lay here. I just need to lay here. And we're like, okay. And my dad's neighbor was a nurse, and she said, I think we better call 911. And her boyfriend was like, no, if you call 911, they're going to call the police. The game warding and whatnot.
I'll tell you this. Oh, go ahead.
So we finally got them. They took her to the emergency room and him, and we tried to get the boat off the sandbar. I couldn't get it off of it. So we had a tarp that we just covered it up with. And it was about 2 weeks later he came back out there, and that's when he told us he broke like 8 ribs.
Wow.
His girlfriend was not his girlfriend anymore. And he brought 4 guys out there, plus himself, with shovels. And by this time they had pulled water out of the lake for the power. It's a hydroelectric plant too. They had pulled the water down, so the boat was sitting completely on the sandbar. They shoveled all day long trying to get that boat off that sandbar. So
God.
drinking and driving, even on boats, does not count.
No. Well, we have a friend up here, and he got broadsided by a pontoon boat. It's a pretty good crash. And he had his niece in, she's probably like 18 or 20. Hey, threw her out of the boat. She broke her leg, but she compound broke her leg where her bone was sticking through the skin. And she got
no, she got hit by the pontoon boat through the fiberglass boat.
Oh, I thought she went.
No,
but she ended up in the water.
Yeah, but the pontoon actually went through the fiberglass runabout or fiberglass ski boat and hit her in the leg and broke her leg inside the boat.
And then she ended up in the water, but she had like all this like infection problem because her
because the bone was out. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice girl.
Yeah.
I mean, she'll walk with a cane the rest of her life, and this was when she was like 19.
Yeah. I'll tell you something, and no offense, anybody that rides pontoon boats, but up here in my area, I'll take people with ski boats. I mean, because you think like they would be the ones driving like nuts. It's these people with these pontoon boats. I mean, they just drive like insane. They got like these 200 horsepower motors on them, and they're just flying.
And they drive just ignorant. And they complain about jet skis. And I'm not saying jet ski drivers are angels, but you'll hear them complain about jet skis or whatever. I see these guys I see these guys in pontoon boats swamping rowboats and almost running over. They're not looking where they're going. They're drinking Bloody Marys.
Captain Jimmy Buffett up there, just giving her. I mean, we'll be in like these no wake zones up here, and Brandon will be out on the tube, and they'll be like right on top of that tube. I'm like, if those people run my kid over, I swear I'm gonna kill them.
Yeah, I gotta say, being on the water, the pontoon boat people are the worst. I hate to say it. No offense to pontoon boat drivers.
No offense. Jim used to have one.
I showed Tara a picture of a boat that I used I used to have one back in the 70s. It was a 14-foot damn it, That wasn't the brand. It was the boat that they used in the James Bond movies. Anyway, real sleek looking. It's 14 foot long. I had a 115 horse Mercury outboard on it, which was right on the limit of that boat as far as horsepower. Because I would go down the river when the lake was nice and smooth. I'd gone down it, and I bet you only 6 inches of the hull was in the water. It would fly. I had gone with some friends up to a marina, and we were going to go and have dinner. And we were having dinner, and this guy came over to me. He said, "Sir, somebody just ran over your boat." And I'm thinking somebody just bumped into it. Because the guy had earlier, he had remarked that he really liked it because it was a white boat and it had silver metal flake paint on it. Anyway, I'm like, okay. So my friend that's with me, the girls stay at the table. We walk out to it. And when he said the boat ran on my boat, he wasn't kidding, because you could not see my boat because it was like a 32-foot Chris Craft cruiser sitting on top of my boat. And the guy was drunk as a skunk, and he just powered up to the dock and didn't even see that little silver boat sitting there. And, I mean, it was a total loss because it crushed the hull against the post holding the pier up and whatnot. But there's some stupid people out there. And our lake is not that big. If you ever get a chance to look at Lake Wally in South Carolina on like Google Earth, it's a good sized lake, but it's not big enough to have like 42-foot Chris Craft cruisers. And they'll run those things. If they just give it a little bit more throttle and bring it out onto a plane, but most of the time they're just plowing like a damn ocean liner. And which, you know, is good if you're on a tube because you can get some air on it. But it's a crazy day. Crazy time. Good memories, though. And I'm sorry we bored you people that don't like boats.
Yeah, the biggest motor I remember, like you said, back in the 70s, you always saw boats that had Johnson 80s.
Yeah.
That was the thing they had back in the 70s.
It was Mercury's out here. But if you went to like Columbia, to the lakes like Lake Marion and whatnot, it was Johnson Evinrude's.
Right. The place where I mainly went was a place called False River, and basically about 12 miles long, and maybe 400 yards wide. Maybe you can see the other side fairly easy, but maybe about 400 yards wide.
I mean, I like boats. I mean, and I had some nice boats, and I had some crap boats that I paid $25 for, and I put double floors in them to keep the. I had this one little boat, fishing boat. You'd run it down the river, and you could see the floor bending. I mean, you're going down and you can see the floor flexing. So I got some treated lumber, some fiberglass and fiberglass resin, and put a double bottom in it and fixed it up. But after a while, I mean, like, you know, the old saying, the two happiest days of a boat owner is the day they buy a boat and the day they sell it.
Yeah, I just sold mine last week.
Hello, Karen at the beach.
Haven't used my boat in a long time.
Jim and Tara are back.
Yeah, my cord got kicked loose, and I need a new battery for my laptop.
It's you know, Jim and Tara get out and they putz around on the lake and pull the kid and whatnot, and that's what it's about. You know, it's just having a good time out there. And when you get on some of the bigger lakes like Lake Marion, you know, you can cruise all day long.
You know, so many places I used to go fishing when I was little. There's like snakes and alligators, garfish. You know, 'cause you go fishing up in the trees, you know.
Yeah. Well, Lake Marion, because they were building Lake Marion when World War II kicked off. And when we got involved in it, they quit construction on it. And they just started flooding the lake. Well, any big timbers that were still on the ground, they just tied them off with steel cables.
Mm.
And we have actually been on Lake Marion. Good night. And a cable would break.
Mm.
And these things would come shooting out of the water, 15 feet in the.
Oh wow!
It scared the death out of you first, but then you think about it as how cool it is. But there's other sections of the lake that the trees are still growing out of it, and that's where a lot of people bass fish and brim fish and crappie fish and that type of thing. But you have to be cautious because rattle-headed copper moccasins will be up in the limbs in the bushes,
Rattle-headed copper moccasins. What the hell kind of snake is that?
Water moccasin.
A rattle-headed copper moccasin, man, he's a badass.
Yeah, I can imagine. Right.
He is something else.
I'm scared to death of snakes. I don't care if it's a grass snake. I don't like snakes.
But like I said, we fished down there, and I have some good memories of fishing on those lakes and putzing around as a kid and whatnot. And Lake Marion is one that you have to really follow the navigation on it, or you'll run across logs and stumps that's still underwater. And
well, somebody I went to high school with a few years ago, they got a place called Lake Barrett. I guess it was getting dusk whenever they were coming in. This made it on the news. That's how I found out about it. Plus, he went on my Facebook. But I guess they had a log or something, him and his wife, and they were about 45 or so, 47, and all that. And they had to swim for a tree. And stayed up there all night. And they had alligators around the tree and everything.
Oh, good grief!
He's a little further south than I am.
Yeah.
He's done with the kid.
We were fireworks from the boat on July 30. And Jim's arguing with me, I don't know why. And he's like mad the way I'm shining the flashlight. I'm like, I think you're taking this corner too wide. I'm like, you better work your way back over. Not 2 seconds. Like, yeah, I broke the shaft, so we have no way to move. And I can tell you that ski boat, when you're trying to until the morning to get back over to
you're breaking up.
You're in and out. We can't hear what you're saying.
All right, I probably got to restart.
Todd, you were a big bass fisherman, weren't you?
I was not a big bass fisherman, but I entered some local tournaments. It was fun. We'd go up different lakes, and I remember we went to like Ute Lake in New Mexico, and down by Lubbock, Texas, there's a little lake there that had some pretty good bass in it. But I remember coming home. Bass Club had about maybe 10 members, and there were, everybody put in $10, and by the end of the season, somebody maybe won $300 or something. But I remember coming home from Ute Lake one time, and a friend of ours in the Bass Club, there's one spot in the road where you have to slow down to 25 miles an hour coming back from eastern New Mexico back into Texas, and got to slow down and do a right turn. Well, when he slowed down, he realized, hey, I guess I didn't hitch down my boat good enough.
Oh man!
Because he started to turn right, and his his boat passed him on the left and went out into the bar ditch and kind of glumped up against the barbed wire fence on the other side of the bar ditch. So we pulled over and I had a cable winch holding my boat on my trailer, and we backed up my truck just far enough to where that cable winch would grab onto his trailer, and we pulled it out of that bar ditch. He got it hitched back up, and of course his trailer was pretty dented up, but the boat stayed on. But I remember him saying, you know, it's a really bad feeling when you're driving down a road and you see your boat pass you on your left.
That's what happens when you don't chain it.
Yeah. Roberta and I were headed up I-77 into Charlotte, and back then it was only 6 lanes of traffic, 3 each direction. And we're driving. Roberta was actually driving, and all of a sudden I said, honey, there's a boat. And she's like, where? And about that time, this boat on this trailer jumped the median and passed in front of us and went on off and hit the embankment. But it must have jumped off of somebody's car, and when it came down, it caught on the dolly wheel, so it would still roll. If she hadn't been paying attention, we'd have taken that dadgum boat out. Well, I've got half of what I wanted to get done.
Well, I got exactly done what I wanted to get done, so thanks, Mom.
You're welcome. Did you get everything? Did you get all your shipping ready for tomorrow?
Yep, I've got 2 FBA boxes ready to go out.
Woohoo! Maggie, I forget what part of the country you're in. Where are you at?
She's in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I'm in Pennsylvania.
The Philly girl.
Yeah, I've been to Philly, I think, one time. Let's see. Pennsylvania, Virginia. Well, Pennsylvania connects to Maryland, don't it?
Pennsylvania?
Yeah. Does it border Maryland?
What's that?
Does it border Maryland?
No, we have to go through Delaware to get to Maryland.
Okay, I can't remember.
But it's you know, where you live at and where I grew up at, everybody had a boat. Every house had a boat in the yard because everybody fished, because there's all those rivers and all those, you know, we were right there at the ocean. I grew up in Goose Creek, which is right outside, is a suburb of Charleston, and you know, we go offshore fishing and crabbing and shrimping and that kind of stuff.
I should say we in Philadelphia, I shouldn't say that. We in Philadelphia go through Delaware to get to Maryland, but Pennsylvania does border Maryland out west of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been to a racetrack in Pennsylvania, and then people lived in Maryland.
Yeah.
No, I went up there for business and all that, and
well, driving across Delaware is going to be like driving across a county in Texas.
But Pennsylvania, that's a big state. It's probably one of the 5th biggest states in the country.
Oh yeah, like we're in Philadelphia. We're on the east, you know, south. To go all the way across to Pittsburgh is Is it 8 hours? 8 hours from.
Wow.
Pittsburgh.
And that's if there's no traffic.
But it's beautiful. Pennsylvania is beautiful, especially in the fall.
Yeah, I've been to Philadelphia before, and I don't remember the place that racetrack was at. I know, like I said.
In Philadelphia, up in
I got stuck there by mistake. I was flying in and flying out that night, and they said flight delay, so I had to spend a night there.
Oh, okay. Probably up in Ben Salem at the racetrack up there, right north of Philadelphia.
Well, the racetrack, this was a motocross track, you know.
Oh, okay.
But as far as there's something else, I was going through Pennsylvania or Philadelphia to go to overseas to Frankfurt or somewhere in Germany.
Oh, okay.
Right away, so I mean, went up spending the night there at the airport at the Hilton.
Oh, you were flying out of Philly International.
Right.
Tara, how many motorcycles do y'all have now, Tara?
Us?
Yeah.
Well, I know there's like 5 up there in the barn I was just in. I think. Yeah, we got rid of a lot of the clunker ones. So there must be 2 Yamahas and a Suzuki and maybe another something. I don't know what it is. And then he's got a lot of scooters and stuff. I mean, he's got 10 or 12 mopeds. And then he's probably got like 4 or 5 motorcycles right now.
Well, at least the boy will have something to ride to school when he gets to.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Jim ain't gonna share them. We have a Yamaha 650. And I just sold it. We had a guy here. He picked up a motorcycle, and he offered Jim $3,500 for it. I think it's a 19. Hey, Jim, what year is that motorcycle? A 1971 Yamaha 650. He offered him, I think, $3,500 for it, and then Jim's like, no, I don't want to sell it. I really like it. No. And then he's like, drove down the road 10 minutes. He goes, just tell me what you take for it, and I'll write a check for it. But Jim wouldn't do it. And I'm like, I think I'd have sold it, but anyway.
Jim, you better not sit still.
I'm like, just sell it and buy yourself a better bike if you want. I mean, not that it's not a nice bike. It's really well taken care of, and okay, he really likes it anyway. But
do you still have it?
Oh yeah, it's what Jim rides when he rides on the road. It's his like riding one. He's got that one. He's got the one I call Purple Rain.
That's a 450.
That's a 450 Yamaha, and then there's a one.
Amber Alert.
Oh, Amber Alert. And then there's another like Suzuki that's small, like a 300 or something, that he thought I was going to ride, but I don't think I'm going to.
Yeah, those Amber Alerts are wild. I mean, like 2 o'clock in the morning.
What is the description of her?
She's in a black Cadillac in Milwaukee, honey. We're not going to be able to say that. Milwaukee.
Yeah, they said to buy and buy up in those Amber Alerts.
The guy goes to Milwaukee and lives here.
No, it's not nothing from up here. They come from across the state, Brandon.
A friend of mine sent me a picture of his today, Jim. It's some sort of Chevrolet. I don't remember what the brand is. I mean, what the model was. Anyway, it's got a brand new engine. It's an old one, like early 80s. It's got a brand new engine in it, a brand new transmission, and brand new rear end in it.
Oh yeah.
It's got
what is it?
It's a sedan, a Chevy sedan. I think it was something like what was that thing that Bridget was talking about she had? It's a little Chevrolet. Anyway, it's not a Vega. It came after the Vegas. Anyway, one fender's black, one fender's yellow, and the car is blue. The passenger door is red, and he only paid like $900 for it. And like I said, it's got a new engine in it, a new transmission, and all that kind of stuff. And his grandfather said he'd spot him $1,000 and have it painted, to have it all painted one color. And but my friend said that the boys were giving him hell about it because it was so, kind of ugly, to the point that the 16-year-old kid's about to cry because they're talking about his car. And I told my friend, I said that you need to tell Chase that he needs to tell him that at least he's driving to school and not riding in the big yellow limo to school.
Yeah.
And of course, he said he texted me back. He said, I turned around and told Chase that, and he had to text it to everybody about getting off his back about his car because he wasn't riding in the big yellow limo.
Yeah, I'm sure they're not complaining about the color of his car when he's hauling their rear ends around.
Well, you know how boys are. Are y'all, so you getting ready to put Jim back on the road again?
Yeah, I don't know what, some day this week. I don't know what day, but the truck's all loaded up, so it's ready to go.
He's going to end up having to get him a CDL and a bigger truck.
No. That's a big deal to get a CDL. He don't have time to take the classes and stuff.
Yeah, there's a boy down the street that's got his CDL because he's got I think I told you about it. He's got whatever a Dodge version of a Ford F-350 is.
Uh-huh.
And it's a dually 4-door, 4-wheel drive, and he's got a car trailer behind it that can haul about 6 cars. And all he does is during the spring during the spring he goes to Florida and picks up all these old people's cars and he takes them up north. And then about November he goes back up and he picks them up and he takes them back down to
Isn't that crazy?
Florida.
They're paying to transport their car back and forth.
Yeah, and he makes some good money at it too.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But he was talking about he was getting ready to get out of it because they were jacking his insurance up, and because his main bulk of his business is hauling exotic cars around and very expensive new cars and things like that. And they said they were like tripling his car insurance or his insurance, liability insurance, and he's also picked up a little heart issue, and so he's getting ready to call it quits. But he's got somebody who wants to buy his rig. But Nikki's got her CDL. You should have got her to come down there and just rent her big old truck and all y'all at one time.
Yeah. I don't got enough money to pay somebody. We got to do it ourselves.
How many more trips do you think he's got?
I don't know. Well, I don't know because we got other stuff to wrap up on the land we still own and that. So, I mean, I don't even know.
Now,
for us to really have, I mean, actually, like that building we're in, I mean, we're more than halfway through it. I mean, more. I mean, there's a big 4-wheel horse buggy that I want to roll up in the next load. We'll probably start throwing on some motorcycles that were in there or stored under cover, but there's a lot of stuff in there that just ain't gonna go with, I'm just waiting for the snowbanks to go down where I can get rid of it.
So guys, I'm gonna take off. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Maybe.
All right, good night.
All right, now
it's 10:30.
Yeah, me too. About past old man bedtime.
I didn't even realize it was so late.
Yeah, we've been on a while.
Well, thank y'all for coming in. I hope y'all got some work done. I know Carol got her 20 in.
Yeah, thanks for going on, Tom.
I will probably take my pictures for the ones I've got all the listings set up for before I go to bed, so I'll have about 15. Which is what I wanted to do because I did get scrap done today.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard when you got other stuff going on.
It is. It is. But you just have to do what you got to do.
Yep.
Because if you don't, it don't get done.
Right.
Anyhow, well, thank y'all for coming in. Thank y'all for everybody in the chat for coming in and hanging out. I hope you got something done. If you just sat around listening to this yak, that's fine too.
I hope you were entertained.
That's right. So y'all have a great night.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
Thanks again.
Night.